Testing. 1, 2, 3 testing. Hope I'm coming through nice and clear and everyone can hear me okay. Just chill for a minute while we get some more people in. I should tell you what, I've actually got some intro music this time around. So how about we try a little something here? I think it's that one. Here, a little bit of intro music while we wait for some people to turn up. Hey, Spen, thanks for jumping in, buddy. No, how are you, buddy? So I've got a little intro music playing just while I get my bits and pieces together. Oh, I'll turn that off now because now people are talking to me. How are you, bro?
What's happening? This is the little 10-second delay, so I'm not sure what you said, but I dug the intro music. I can't stay too long, but I wanted to come up real quick and say what's up. What's going on, Alex?
Not much, mate. So just was just trying a little bit of intermission music. So I was waiting for everybody to turn up. But now that everyone is here, we could do the proper intro music. All right. Okay, everybody. Osman Collect 63 here, and we're back again with another episode of VeVe Weekends. We're up to episode 15. So brought to you by the VeVe Collective. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Sunday so far. We've got Hinano in the house. I see Marks, Double Quill, Sven. Good to have you in here, buddy. And Hinano, how are you, mate?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We got up a little bit early this morning. We did some VeVe Arcade. If you guys haven't yet, check out Dee. She did her new segment this morning called Dee Eats, where she shows you guys how to make beef stew.
I saw.
Yeah.
And it looked good. It looked
I'm hungry.
I know. I was just like, ooh, what's this?
Yeah, it's a little sneaker thing that Dee, or a sneaky thing that Dee wanted to do. We didn't really advertise it, so if you guys want to watch it, you can. But yeah, we're doing okay. We're gonna go and hang out as a family today, so I figure I'll come up talk before your room gets crowded.
Yeah, no worries. So what's the plan for today then? What you up to?
We are doing movie day. We're gonna catch up on all of our old movies. Blue Beetle is on the list.
Oh, excellent, today, excellent.
So don't tell me how. Well, actually, tell me. Did you like it or did you not like it? Because it's not going to sway my decision one bit. I'm still going to watch it.
I actually thought it was quite good. I mean, I thought it was entertaining. It had like sort of elements of Iron Man and like Batman, a few other bits and pieces in there. It's just like a light-hearted action movie, really. There were bits and pieces where I can see where Key Collector was coming from about being a bit silly, but I thought it was fun and it's entertaining. I wouldn't say it's like top tier or anything like that, but yeah, you'll get a kick out of it.
Oh, good. See, I'm gonna walk into it like how I walked into it when I watched the Marvels. I had low expectations. I enjoyed the Marvels, so that's how I'm gonna view this movie. So that's what we're gonna do today. Just kind of hang out as a family, detach, maybe unplug the phones.
Yep.
We'll see how that goes, though.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, definitely. So it's always good to try and like step back for a little bit, just to like depeg for a little bit. I've been trying to do that a little bit more myself as well because it was starting to take a bit of a toll on the home life, but it's all good now. What have I been up to today? We took our family out to a old steam train station today. They were doing Christmas steam train rides.
Well, how was that? How the kids liked it?
Yeah, kids loved it. So basically, you go on like this old school like sort of steam train. Like think of it like something like Back to the Future 3, and Santa comes on. They say hi to like all the kids. They give out like mince pies and shortbread biscuits, like cut like Christmas trees and stuff like that. And we basically go for a ride up and down a train track from one station to another, and then we get off and we go see Santa in his little Santa grotto type thing, and we sit on Santa's lap, tell him what you want for Christmas, and they give you a little gift at the end of it, which is really nice. And the gift was a little reindeer with a Christmas jumper on it.
Wow, that's really cool.
It is actually
man. That's
really
a lot of cool stuff for the kids.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I'm gonna when I get around to it, I'm gonna post some photos into our travel section now in the VeVe Collective's Discord channel, so you can check it out. But let's go to Collector's Gone Digital. Josh, how are you, mate? So how are you recovering? I heard you had a traumatic experience at the dentist.
Yeah, man, it's been a hell of a week.
How you doing?
Done a little drained. Getting a little better now. I've been bored as hell, so I wanted to hop in here. But yeah, a little mishap at the dentist, but is what it is, I guess. Can't really avoid it.
Yeah. So if you don't mind talking about it, what actually happened?
Well, so I went in to get a tooth extracted because I've been having issues with this tooth for a while. So I finally pulled the plug on it, and it's in like a spot, without getting too detailed, just in case some people got sensitive stomachs, but it's in like a spot that's kind of hard to get at, so they had to cut it in half.
Right.
And so he went in with the pliers or whatever, and for anybody who's gotten a tooth extracted, they kind of push and pull and wiggle and a lot of pressure. And he was pushing, and the tool slipped and went right into my gum.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, have you ever gotten like a needle for numbing?
Oh yeah, mate. Yeah, I've had plenty. I actually had all four of my wisdom teeth out in one hit, so I know exactly where you're coming from.
Dude, he did that. I hopped out. I was like dancing around the room. I'm like, dude, you got to give me needles right now. Like, you got to give me more. Like, just numbness. It was bad. It felt like a chopstick went into my mouth. But
oh god.
Yeah. And I got the stitch hanging out my nose right now. It's falling out, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things where I feel like it's like a tattoo artist though. I feel like you're eventually bound to screw up eventually. You know what I mean? Like it just sucks that I was the one who had to be on the other end of it. But
yeah, right. Did you get any compensation or anything out of it, or was it just like, oh, we're sorry, and just like sent you on your way?
Him and I have a really good relationship. I didn't want to kind of take it that far, but like the biggest thing that I was concerned about is just whether or not it was going to be like permanent damage. Which there shouldn't be. So I asked them, I was like, like, does this mean like I can't even talk? Like, is this gonna like hinder healing and all that? They're like, no, you should be fine to talk. It just hurts. That's the only thing.
Okay.
But yeah, if it was permanent damage, then yeah, I'd probably be taking a little bit more more action. But luckily, it's not. So.
Oh, that's good. Well, I'm glad like there's no permanent damage, and you are on the mend. So that's good to know.
Yeah. So just unfortunate, but it is what it is. Well, other than that,
I got a crazy dentist story when you guys are done.
No, go for it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So a few years back, I had to get my wisdoms taken out. It wasn't really bothering me, but I had an infection between, I guess, the wisdom and the teeth before that. So they're like, oh, you got to get your wisdoms out. We can't clean this. The wisdoms are the problem. So then I go to get a wisdom extraction, and we're going to get all four out at one time. And they went to put me under this thing called twilight sleep instead of like using Novocaine.
Okay.
And there's a percentage now that you can get an allergic reaction from this. It's like a 1.2% chance. Well, I was the lucky guy that actually got that percentage that day, because when they put me on twilight sleep, I was still awake. I could see everything. I couldn't move my body, nothing. But I started getting really cold and I started shaking. And they couldn't revive me. And I just remember, guys, and this is no joke, I was lying there, couldn't move, couldn't do nothing. And I saw like 3 or 4 of them come up to me and like, oh, they're just like worried. I could hear them talking like, okay, we can't get him to respond. Like, I'm awake. It's freaking me out, you guys. And then so finally they start reversing the drugs. They start pumping me with other drugs to reverse the effects. And this is the point where they're like trying to call the ER. I'm hearing everything. I just can't do nothing. And the one thing I'm wondering is like, where is my wife? Dee has no idea what's going on. They didn't tell her what was going on with me until the very tail end. So when Dee gets back, she finds out what's going on. She's all like freaking out. And the EMTs come and they finally revive me. And the first thing I said, I'm not kidding, guys, is I look at the EMT, I said, I ain't going with you, because that is a $10,000 trip just a mile up the road. Or I'm sorry, not a $10,000 trip, but it's an expensive trip a mile up the road. Yeah. And yeah, so that's what happened to me. They started blaming, saying that my heart was doing weird crap. That was all malarkey. When I went to the hospital, they ran all kinds of tests on me all that day. They screwed up on the drugs. And
right.
by the way, I've never taken my wisdoms out. They're fine. Yeah, that was my horrible experience where I thought I was gonna die, you guys. No joke.
That's insane. And you don't mind me asking,
that's scary, man.
You're not asthmatic, are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, I was healthy as a horse when I walked in there. I was just at 1.2% that had an allergic reaction.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah. So I have and more worse, that is actually a client of mine that I went to, and she's still my client, but I will never ever go over there ever again.
No, fair enough.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
Yeah, and we got Sven.
I feel for you, Josh.
Yeah. How are you, Sven? Do you have any horrific dentist stories to share?
No, but I love the story of Hinano. I would wonder if I was paralyzed and was laying there, and they would ask my wife to come in. I don't know what she would do. I don't think it was a good idea to have your wife there when you were paralyzed.
She had no idea. She had no idea what was going on until the very end. That's what's so crazy. And I bet they thought I wasn't aware of what they were saying. I was aware of the whole thing. That's what was so scary is they didn't know what to do with me while I was lying there.
Yeah, but I wonder. You have some different kind of drugs. So you have a drug that paralyzes you, and then you have a drug that puts you into sleep. So probably they didn't use the right combination or something, where you were like paralyzed, but you didn't get the anesthetics.
Yeah, well, definitely
something wrong with the juice. So.
Yes, I think if my wife would enter, I could not move, I would be more afraid. I would start to panic more.
Yeah, I know. I think if my missus came in and like found me paralyzed on the ground, I'd be more worried about the dentist, like, because I reckon she would bloody have him.
Yeah. Same with the. He would probably karate chop him.
That's it. Be like, fix him now.
Maybe
what you're describing though is you hear a lot with comas.
Sorry, say that again.
I said what you're describing though you hear a lot with comas, like people that go into comas and can is like fully aware of their surroundings.
Oh yeah, that must be even more worse. You're lying there for like months on end, or maybe years.
And they would like start to discuss who gets the house, who gets the car, who gets the things.
That's it. And you're sitting there listening to it all, not being able to do a bloody thing. That's scary as.
Who's getting the VeVe account?
Yeah.
Someone scratched my itch.
That's it. Well, for anyone who's just joining us, we're starting off with a very different conversation. We're starting off with the horrific dentist stories. But this has been good. Well, not so good. Well, not so good, but a good start to a good change of pace for a change. But yeah, like I said, I hope everyone's had a fantastic Sunday, or is about to have a fantastic Sunday. And yeah, so let's go with a bit of. Oh, actually, but before I forget, big shout out to Double Quill as well. Double Quill's just released a new her latest blog, which is the Christmas Crunch. And I did have a quick read of it as well. And yeah, I do like the idea of having VeVe gift cards and redeemable codes. I reckon would be a good one for them. So we'll see if the team, if we ever get implemented. But I'm with you. I've got no cash whatsoever to invest in VeVe. It's all going towards the kids and Christmassy stuff, because that's just what happens this time of year. So yeah, definitely check that out when you get a chance. Yeah, sorry, Josh, you got your hands up, mate?
Yeah, I was just gonna say before we hop into like the collector talks and all that, before more people hop in here, I have a topic to propose.
Oh yes, let's hear it.
Cybertruck.
Yes.
Have you seen all the reviews coming out now?
I haven't seen it. No. Please tell me about it.
Okay, Hanano just was doing a video on it the other day, or you guys were briefly reviewing some stuff. Hanano, I want to hear your opinion first. Have you seen the Marquez Brownlee review on YouTube or whatever?
You know, I saw the video. I have not seen it yet, and what I really want to see is someone do a reaction video of the truck going off road, and I'm not sure if that's hit the internet yet. All I've really seen is what Elon showed us, the promotional videos that I showed on the community feed, and then the stats. But I have not watched any of the videos. Is there any good ones that come out yet?
That Marquez Brownlee one is the only like objective based review that I found on YouTube of the truck. Like all other reviews are people who they seem slightly concerned about what they're saying because they want to, you know, make sure that they're invited to future Tesla events and that type of stuff, right? But this guy is like super objective, and I don't know about you guys. I'm not like a big fan of the truck. I think it's a big marketing thing, but I bought into the hype when it first was announced, right? Just because of the look, so crazy, all that stuff, right? But I started to realize there's quite a bit of flaws. I mean, one big one is like the aluminum. Like it just shows all of the fingerprints and smudging. It was the big issue that they had with the DeLorean.
Okay.
But in this video, he reveals like so many issues with the truck. So like the back window disappears when you have the cover over the truck, over the bed. So you can actually look out the back of the truck. There's no actual door handles, which is apparently actually going straight to production. So, I mean, I'm in Canada. I'm thinking about inches of snow on your truck. Like, is it actually going to open? Right. And that's a big thing with the Model 3. And then I don't know if you've heard about this, and then I'll shut up. But the way that Tesla's developed this whole like gigapress for the Cybertruck that's making the actual body panels. And in this video, he explains how apparently when you press the steel that they're using to make these panels, when you press with a certain amount of pressure, it bounces back. So what they have to do is they have to press it past a certain point so that it kind of bounces back to the point that they want, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And because of this, they can't guarantee 100% accuracy with all the panels. So every single Cybertruck, like every single one, has different like panel gaps. So there's big spots that are open here and big spots that are closed here, and it's just really inconsistent because they can't actually get like 100% accuracy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's like a manufacturing nightmare.
It's a flaw in the press. That's not good.
Well, that's huge, and I didn't know that until recently. But I mean, the biggest thing too is those fingerprints. Like that was a big reason why the DeLorean failed, and Tesla's saying that, oh, you get this extra solution to wash the truck with, and I'm like, hang on a sec, you guys are trying to make it like, I guess, attractive that we have to put a third step to wash the truck. Like, but anyways,
yeah.
I need to go watch that video. I have not seen that yet. Like I said, I've only been looking at the stats and stuff like that. And so it sounds like Marquis Brown is the only guy that's actually being objective, is actually giving really good reviews on this versus the other guys who just kind of want to pony to Elon for new events. Is that what you're saying?
Are you familiar with him at all or no?
I am. I used to watch a lot of his iPhone reviews, mainly tech stuff like, gadgets. Yeah,
so he's just well respected in that area, but I think just the biggest thing, he's super objective. So he's not like he can look at both sides. He's not afraid to kind of piss Tesla off. But so I mean that's it, like even the front of the truck, and then like you can't even fit like a suitcase in the front or whatever they call it. But yeah, there's just like a bunch of design flaws. I wanted to ask you about that because I saw you guys reviewing it or reacting to a video, so I didn't know if you had like any thoughts.
Now, my big thing for living down here in Hawaii is like 4-wheel drive. So like Toyotas, a lot of Tacomas. I mean, they're a dime a dozen here. They're all over the place. So my big thing is I want to see what this thing does off road. I want to see what the technology does off road. I really don't care about fingerprints, but me personally, I mean, for myself, I barely even wash my cars down here. So that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. But what bothers me is the fact that if you have a manufacturing issue where everything is inconsistent right off the gate,
big.
That's a problem. That's a big problem with your product line right there. Because how are you going to handle that with warranties and stuff like that, or the problems in the future? But I really want to see the truck going off road. That's my big thing.
Off-roading, it's I mean, it rises. I can't remember how many inches. It's like a significant amount, but it goes in the water. I don't know if you know about that. Like it turns into a boat.
I got to see the video, Josh. I mean, I've been hearing that it can float and do all that. They haven't shown us it can do this, so I need to see it to believe it.
Oh, you just haven't seen the video? Yeah, they did. So Elon actually uses it every single day. So what happens is he commutes between Tesla and SpaceX, and there's like this big, I don't know if it's like a lake or whatever it is, in between the two locations. So as a way to kind of just get from one place to the other quicker, he's been driving his Cybertruck across the lake.
What?
No way.
Propelling across the lake.
Say that again.
How is it propelling across the lake?
So I don't know like the specifics of it, but they've made it waterproof, and then I guess there's like some sort of turbine in the back or whatever. But yeah, there's like a full video of it.
Okay, I got to see that. I didn't know that came out. You see, that's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, the only thing I know about the Cybertruck is that Joe Rogan shot an arrow at it and it like disintegrated. That's about as much I know about the Cybertruck.
I think it's just all the fancy stuff with the truck that people are going to buy into. Because I mean, going back to my point about it being marketing, it was announced right when they unveiled the Model 3, which was their entry level into the electric market, right? And at the exact same time, they announced the Semi, and they announced the Roadster, and their three most highly anticipated vehicles are the Semi, the Roadster, and the Cybertruck. All three of which are, I mean, the Semi is only just getting released. Cybertruck's only just entered production. Roadster, there's not even like a timeline for it in the future. So all three of those vehicles were just announced to propel the entry level vehicle.
Well, I think we have to kind of let pass to see what goes on with this truck. But like you said that you pre-ordered one yourself. I pre-ordered one back as well. I ain't gonna pay for it now though. But is that something you're looking at, maybe thinking about still purchasing? Has this video kind of turned you off? What's your perspective on that?
You're speaking to me? I didn't pre-order one.
Oh, I thought you said you pre-ordered one.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. I must have gotten that wrong. I apologize.
Well, he's definitely not going to now.
I mean, like when it was first unveiled, I bought into the hype, but it didn't take long for me to kind of realize. I mean, it looks like a first-year AutoCAD student made it that didn't know how to curve his lines. You know what I mean? Like it's just.
Yeah, it's definitely a different design, isn't it? Sven, what about you, mate? Do you have any thoughts on the Cybertruck at all?
Yeah, I think I would consider it like a collector's piece. And if I had the money, maybe buy one and try not to drive it and hope it stays well. And then, yeah, maybe it becomes a collector's item. Like some dudes want to collect MetaQuest 3 or the Oculus. So maybe this will become like a collector's item.
Yeah, it could do. Like maybe just like park it in a garage somewhere and just throw a tarp over and just leave it for 30 years or something.
That's an expensive collector's item.
If I had the money, I would buy it.
Oh mate, yeah, that's what don't I know that, isn't it? It always boils down to two factors in life, doesn't it? It's usually time and money.
Yeah, but it goes at the end, right? Like if we all had stupid money, I'm sure we would all just like have one just to have one, like Sven just said, just park in the garage. For me personally, like I said, if it was good off-road, like, I mean, obviously you can go over a lake. That's my big thing, because like I live in Hawaii and we have a lot of places we can go off-road. That's what I would use a truck for mainly. I would never keep it in the garage. I would keep it dirty. My truck outside of my house right now is just covered in dirt, and that's just how we roll down here.
From what I understand, it has like 4-point steering, so it's like the steering wheel is like a rectangle, and you don't have to. I mean, when you make like a full 180 turn, we're so used to like wrapping our hands along the steering wheel, right, to make the turn. But for this, you can just make the full 180 turn by turning the steering wheel all the way to the left, if that makes sense. So it's like the four-wheel drive or whatever, or the four-wheel. I can't remember the exact term. But the back wheels turn at like opposite angles to the front. I don't exactly know how to explain it, but it's all meant for off-roading.
Okay.
It's like there's like what constant torque vectoring going on, like kind of like all-wheel drive at the same time assist, with locking differentials in case you get stuck.
Yeah, and that's where Tesla wins. Like that's where they're so far ahead of the game, is like that engineering stuff, like the tweaking, like all the motors down to the last like milliseconds. Like that's what they're really good at in terms of like quality of their vehicles. Like I mean, going back to the panel gaps, like I would not be able to deal with that. So, but anyways, thought it would be an interesting topic to bring up.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man. Like I say, it is definitely something a bit different, and yeah, it's a bit thought. It's a good topic for discussion. I mean, like, because it is something that is happening out in the world. But yeah, I mean, for anyone who's just tuning in, like I see a lot of familiar faces jumping in. We got Shadow, Mask, D. Say D, I loved your cooking episode you just did with the beef stew. Very nice, maybe very hungry, and yeah, looking forward to seeing more in the future as well. So it should be good if we can do like some kind of a collaboration in the future as well to do a foodie video. Be good. Yeah, Hinano.
Yeah, I just seen Key Collector down there. He is going to be having a Whatnot show. You guys go check out his profile, and I believe he's already got some of his mystery bags up already. They're like $69 a bag, and you're guaranteed a 9.8 or a 9.6 graded slab in that bag. I am definitely going to be picking one up myself. Not financial advice. I'm not trying to sway anybody. I'm just giving out information.
Yeah, no, thanks for that, mate. Like, I was going to give Key Collector a big shout out as well, and hope you're having a good time. But I believe you're at London Comic Con as well. It's, London, LA. Sorry, the other L. LA Comic Con. From what I can see from the photos you've been putting on X, looks like it's mad, mate. It look grand. Oh, there you go. He's coming up to the stage and tell us all about it himself. How are you, Kenobi? Oh, we got him.
Hey, what's up, Oz? What's up, Anana?
Hey, there he is. How are you, mate?
Collector.
How we doing?
What's good?
What's up, man?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for the shout out, bro. Yeah, this Tuesday, guys, there's 100 mystery bags. There's more 9.8s and 9.6s. There's some keys in there. There's some signed slabs in there. Yeah, everybody should.
Ooh.
Whoever gets whatever you get, you're gonna come out a winner. And yeah, that's all I can say, man. It's gonna be crazy. I'm not. Look, I set it and forget it. I'm pretty sure there's a comic in there that's everybody's gonna be like, what? Or what? Hey, let's go, man.
Yeah.
I hope everybody wins. But L.A. Comic Con was off the chain, bro. I left last night. I just went there to get books signed, to be honest with you, bro. And get a couple other variants that they had at LA Comic at the Comic Con, but most definitely it was crazy. I mean, wasn't crazy on Friday, it was crazy yesterday. I keep on forgetting how to say her name in real life. The lady that plays Sabine Wren in Ahsoka.
Oh yeah. I saw you got the action figure sign.
Yeah, man. I asked her. I said, "Can you put 2 Key Collector on there?" But her PR was there. He was like, "No, she can't do that." And she's like, "Oh, but I put a heart for you." I was like, "Bro, I don't want no heart, bro."
Should have said to him, "You shut up, sit down, let her speak."
Man, I was just trying to get it, a personalized one, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what you pay for, right? Like, dude.
Exactly.
That's sick though, man. But no complaint about that. You know what I'm saying? I was able to see her, and I was able to see Dan Slott. Hey man, Spider-Boy fans.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man. There's a mesh coming up with Miles and Spider-Boy in the Spider-Boy 4 that's coming out next month.
Good to know.
Yeah, and Spider-Boy is coming out with a new power. Dan Slott wouldn't say what it was, but he said be looking forward to the Spider-Boy and Miles team up.
Can you guys clear Spider-Boy up? Because apparently there's a lot of hype around this character, and I don't really know much about him. but like, why is he so popular?
He's a little kid, man. That's all I can say, man.
Mm.
Like he doesn't shoot webs either. You know what I'm saying? He's gets his powers from like his nanotech and all that other stuff. But like his origin is pretty cool. Like I guess like where his nanotech, like the DNA, whatever that he gets. I forgot what Spider-Man it was though. Who's the emo Spider-Man? The redheaded Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse. I forget his name, man. Anyways, that's where he get the redheaded Spider-Man. God. Anyways, I forget. But yeah, that's where he gets his nanotech from, and that's why he's a redhead, supposedly. I mean, but nah, he's a kid, man. That's all I can say. And Dan Slott has big things for him, and to see him teaming up with Miles in that Spider-Board 4. By the way, you could pre-order right now on Golden Apple. You can pre-order it $4.99. Get a couple copies.
Ooh.
The cover looks nasty too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, man.
What was it? The fact?
Met Cody Ziegler.
Yes, sorry, mate. Go on.
Met Cody Ziegler. Met Rose Besh.
Oh, nice.
Met Scotty Young. He's cool. I don't know if he's very personable. So that was awesome. Zeb Wells, he's cool. Like all of them are teaming up together. John Romita Jr., Zeb Wells, Cody Ziegler, Dan Slott, Ryan Stegman, the 5 of them, and one of the writers for Spider-Gwen. They're all hooking up, bro. So whatever they're coming out with, bro, is going to be off the chain. I wasn't able to listen to the panel when they were talking, but yeah, I did see them together. I took a picture of them actually too, so should be good, man.
Here we go. So Musk just replied in the comments, it's Scarlet Spider. I was just thinking it must be Scarlet Spider there. Of course it is, yeah.
Yeah, Mask, you go. That's my
the emo spider.
Oz, how'd you like the movie?
Blue Beetle? I mean, I definitely see where you were coming from. With some parts of it, yeah, we're kind of like silly, but
you did like it though. That's all that matters.
I did like it. I mean, like I thought it had like elements of like Iron Man in it. Like the first Iron Man had like elements of Batman, a few other bits and pieces in there. But it was fun. It had a good message about family and things like that. I mean, I enjoyed the character of Blue Beetle. I like the visuals. The visuals are really cool. But yeah, I mean, like George Lopez's character. He's just a wild one. Like all of a sudden, he just sees like the wild conspiracy theorist, and it's like you said, like all of a sudden he can do like all these things it just came out of nowhere, and just like wait, what? There's like no character backstory or nothing. It's just by the way, he can do this.
Yeah, it's cool though. I'm glad you liked it, bro. Like I said, I hope you liked it, and that was dope, man. I'm glad you did. But yeah, Scarlet Spider, there you go. And Spider-Woman, man, he got a lot of legs. And that's a good pun because spiders do have a lot of legs.
No, cool. So did you manage to meet any other guests with it? Like, because I'm more like on the film and TV side of things. So I can see like majority of like, they had a few big names there. Like I can see like, like Sean, like I'm just looking at the guest list now. They had like the likes of like Matt Smith. What's it? We've got Jamie Campbell, a few actors from the Boys, we've got Lord of the Rings.
Okay, so let me tell you what happens when they do these private signings.
Oh yeah, go on.
You stand in line, and these the actors and actresses that are doing the signings, they're behind a curtain, bro. That's because they're doing signings, but they also don't want people taking pictures of them, because if they do, then that eliminates them charging people to take pictures with them. So they're behind a curtain, and you got to go behind the curtain, and that's where you get their signature. And it's one and done, bro. It's like, here, let me see your receipt. You're talking to their PR. You show them a receipt, then you go up in front of them. Bro, you don't got no more than 2 seconds to get off what you want to say, and by then it's like
next.
All I could say was like, "Can you put key collector?" Like, no, we can't do it. I was like, and then there was like, That was it. And then she's like, "Oh, I put a heart there, bro. I don't want no damn heart, bro."
Man, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, you don't have that long, bro. It's in and out, bro.
Yeah, see, that's really like disappointing. Like I know, like some of the the Comic Cons I've been to in the past, like you actually had, like could stand like in front of they were just like in like an open table, no curtain or anything. You could actually go up to them, have like a mini conversation with them, like shake their hand, then go on your way. I mean, like this sounds like very like sort of what's the word? Automated
business.
Yeah, it's like basically like a conveyor belt system.
Yeah,
like,
conveyor belt. Good analogy.
Yeah, more or less. Next.
Yeah. But no, the things that people were getting signed, man, was off the chain. Like I seen this one dude, he had a stormtrooper helmet, and he had hella signatures on there, bro. So, and he was like, this is going to the grave with me, bro. Like, so yeah, it's just thing. But we'll see, man. I mean,
So what was the highlight of the whole experience for you? Was it just getting the signings and like having that 2-second interaction with some of the comic book artists?
I think that's it right there. Like, I went down there to get the signatures, and I'm glad I got it done. CGC had a third party there. CGC wasn't there, but they had a third party there. And dealing with the third party it's skeptical, bro. But at the same time, it's like that's your only outlet to getting your books over to CGC. So, they only had two or three witnesses too. So,
yeah, right.
Like, yeah, man. I mean, it wasn't like it was like pulling teeth trying to keep the witnesser with you, so they could see you get your book signed. But they were very helpful. I'm not gonna lie. And I had one just, stick to my hip, bro, while I was getting it signed. Like, took me to Scotty Young, then to Dan Slott, then to Rosebud. It was like a yellow bus, you know what I'm saying? It was like a field trip, bro. But it was cool. It's just, now, I mean, third party, it's in their hands, bro. And you know what I'm saying? Now it's like, I've never done a third party, through CGC, but I don't per se like it, but if that's the only way I got to get it done. Like, people are cracking slabs, bro. And I'm like, you're crazy, bro.
Yeah,
cracking
right.
Slabs with third party.
Yeah, it sounds like wild stuff. So what about yeah, sorry, mate, go on.
No, it was good, man. A lot of fans, bro. One stupid fan, I guess, I don't know why, like, first day he goes up to the front of the line and just was like, he's obnoxious. He's like, and turns out that he was drunk, and that was the first day. So he got escorted out, and they took his badge. So,
oh right, really? Still, jeez,
bro.
So what about some of the cosplay? Like, did you see like any like really impressive like costumes or anything like that, like from your time there?
I wasn't really paying attention. I had my head down a lot, bro. Just, and when I say that, I was just like more focused on, like, because again, they didn't have that many witnesses there. So I just needed to stay focused and make sure that, the CGC witness was with me. I wasn't really paying attention to the cosplay, but at the end, when I was walking out, I was able to get those few pictures, saying like Batman, Red Hood, Robin, and I forgot who else was there. I didn't really see like crazy dope cosplay. There was hella Spider-Mans, you know what I'm saying, as you see in the picture that I posted yesterday. Other than that, no, bro, I can't call it. Like, I'd say San Diego Comic Con had the best cosplay to me, in my opinion. San Diego and then New York, but not LA. I was surprised.
Okay. Yeah. What about Hinano, Josh, or Sven? You guys got anything you want to add to it?
I just bought a mystery bag for $69. Let's go.
Let's go. No. I appreciate you, my G. Let's go. What number?
Number 9. That's my lucky number.
Let me see what you're about to get. I'm not gonna fiddle with it. I never do. I just like to see.
Don't tell me. You can tell me on Tuesday.
I know.
Here you go. I'll give you one. So let's go.
You're gonna love it, bro. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. And anybody, like I said in the space, man, I'm starts at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Whatnot. I have it pinned to my profile. If you guys can show up and be there on Tuesday, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not forcing anybody to buy anything. Although you will catch FOMO if you go in there, I promise you. Let's go. Oh, I'm so excited, bro. I'm hella excited.
Nice
thank
one.
you.
Yeah, no worries, mate. No, thank you. Yes, there guys that jump over to Whatnot. Me personally, I've never actually used Whatnot, so I know of it, but never actually had a go at it. So maybe I'll jump in as well, or at the very least try and see how it all works.
It's dangerous.
Oh,
I can just tell you that right now. It's dangerous.
Is it like VeVe dangerous? So it's very easy to buy stuff.
For me, it is. So yeah, I gotta watch when I go on there.
Nice one. Well, there you go, guys. Hopefully you can tune in for that. So give Kenobi a bit of support.
And, forgot there's a buyer's
Yep.
giveaway at the end when we sell out. It's gonna be a PS5, and I think it's a bundle too. I think it comes with the Spider-Man 2 game. So
Ooh.
So no, I don't think. I know. I'm just joking with you guys, but yeah, it does come with the Spider-Man 2 game. So that'll be a buyer's appreciation giveaway. So anybody who purchases a mystery bag, I already have the lucky number. I won't say anything. I won't say what it is, but I already have the lucky number. It's on the picture with the moon dude, and it's on that white piece of paper behind it. And yeah, I can't wait, man.
Guys, I gotta run. I'll catch you guys later, and appreciate everyone for being here. Josh, Oz, Key Collector, and yeah, looking forward to you telling everyone that number 9 won that PS5. Let's go. I'll see you guys later.
Let's go. Oh.
I said, let's go. Yeah, no worries. Have a good one, mate. Enjoy the day with your family and detach, and have a good one. All right. So yeah, I just want to say a big thank you for everyone who's just taking the time out of their busy day to come and join us. So we've had some very different conversations to start with. Had some conversations about wisdom teeth, the Cybertruck release from Tesla, and Key Collectors are sharing his experiences of L.A Comic Con. But I just want to say, I see all the familiar faces listening in the background. So I see Notorious B. Say Mondo Freeman's back again. Thank you so much for joining us. Also a big shout out to you. Last episode of VeVe Weekends, Mondo was very kind enough to gift 14 redemption codes for the Addiction comic on VeVe. So a big thank you to that. And as far as I know, everyone's codes are working and everyone is very happy with what they got. So again, a big thank you for that, and it was extremely generous of you.
What did you end up redeeming?
Sorry?
What did you end up redeeming?
I got the uncommon.
Nice.
Yeah, but I heard you got the ultra rare, I believe.
Yes, sir. That was actually the one that I wanted too, because I had the uncommon and I wanted to match it with the blue one. So I was so happy when I saw that.
Nice. Yeah, Kenobi's got his hand up. Yeah, mate.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Mondo, man. I wanted to say, dang, thank you for. I wasn't even looking at my screen, but when I was in line, I started talking about indie books and whatnot, right? And I was in a conversation with a dude, and he was talking about indie books, and I was talking about like Something's Killing the Children, all that stuff, right? And then I asked him, I said, "Have you heard about Addiction?" And he was a big fan of your book, Mondo. So I haven't even read it, bro. But by talking to that dude, yeah, I can't wait to read it now, bro. So I will be looking it up, man, and I will be reading it. But yeah, man, Addiction is out there. It's just not in the VeVe community. It's out there, man, with collectors as well. So yeah, just wanted to say that. So totally forgot, man. That was one of the highlights. So Mondo, you out there, my G.
That's it, mate. Big shout out to you. And also, if you haven't seen the comic yet, or you want to hear someone else read it, I also did a reading of the Addiction comic on one of the episodes of Relax and Read. which is available over on the VeVe Collective's YouTube channel. So if anyone's interested in that, head over to the VeVe Collective's YouTube channel, and you can hear myself attempt to read it. Though I do admit it was a little bit difficult because some of it is in Spanish, and my Spanish is absolutely horrible. I mean, I only speak 2 languages. I speak Australian and English, and I suck at both of them at the best of times. So Spanish was a little bit difficult for me. I'll go Sven first because Sven had his hand up first, and I'll go to Josh. Yes, Sven.
I ended up getting the common, was very happy with it, and was very happy that once in the first 2 years, I finally got something like a redeem code. I think they really should do that much more, have much more redeem codes, and give it to like people who host spaces or other things like that. Don't think it's that difficult to spread out some love like that.
Yeah, I mean that definitely is an excellent suggestion. I mean, having more like redemption codes or like things like that. I mean, like I said before, Double Quill also made that point also in her latest blog as well. Whether that's something the team can do or not, I mean, whether there's reasons behind that, I have no idea. But I reckon that is an excellent suggestion, and hopefully someone out in the team or has an ear to the ground might take that on board and maybe do something with it in the future, or maybe there's something in the pipeline already. I have no idea. Josh, Collector's Gone Digital, mate, your turn.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just speaking of the Addiction series, because Mono's in the space. I don't know about you guys, but I've been with the community now, I think approaching 3 years. That Addiction series, when VeVe collaborated with Addiction, that must have been like one of the most exciting and enjoyable drops on the platform, probably to this day. Because of the collaboration at Comic Con and how close they got with the community, and I mean, you still see them in spaces all the time. So that was absolutely incredible. So yeah, thank you so much again for giving out those promo codes last week. It was awesome.
Yeah, man, it's fantastic. Who else see? I'll see VeVe Magic. So thanks for tuning in as well. I believe I'm not sure, but you're still in recovery mode. I believe I don't know the details of it. You had recovering from surgery, so I wish you well for that, and hopefully you're recovering well. Chris, Mr. Severs, say thanks for tuning in, mate, and also congratulations on all those awesome mints you've been picking up, and also completing your Guardians collection and a few other bits and pieces as well. Killing it as always with the mint hunting. I see Neo Blue, the Batman Who Laughs, Dev, Richard, No Tactics, Fried Labbits, always coming back to support us. So always appreciate you, mate, in the space. So Giorgio, Double Quill, Slider, Darlene, Omar, Stu, and anyone else I might have missed. Again, a big thank you to everybody who's taking the time out of their busy day or morning or evening or wherever you might be in the world to come and chill with us and just to talk in the space. And like I've said before, and I'll say it again, it's a friendly space. It's a safe space. If anyone wants to come up and speak or contribute to the conversation at any point, please feel free to do so. Like D so humbly likes to coin, as long as you're not a dick, it's all good. But yeah, how about we kick it off with a bit of a actually no, before I do that, I'll put a quick special announcement in there, or you probably heard it all over the place. Is that we have VeVe Live Christmas special coming on the 17th of December, which will be our live stream on the VeVe Collective's YouTube channel. Also be live streaming to a few other channels as well. And it's basically just open invitation to basically everyone who are members of the VeVe Collective or just part of the VeVe Collective's community in general, who just want to come up and chill with us. Where I'm going to be having horrible Christmas sweaters are heavily encouraged, but not essential. And we'll basically just be a nice show and tell. Maybe do some giveaways, just a general discussion, just a nice sort of chill out session. Just try and collect and connect with other collectors in the space, as we like to say in the VeVe Collective. So stay tuned for that, and please, if you can join us. So that's the 17th of December. It will basically be the exact same time as VeVe weekend. So it'll be 8:30 UK time, or it'll be about 12:30 Pacific Standard Time, or 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. I think I got that right, but definitely correct me on that one. And yeah, so let's go with a bit of VeVe talk. So how did everyone do with the Thanos copter drop? Anyone go for it? So, what about you, Josh? Did you go for it?
No, sir. I didn't. Did you?
Me? No. I've got no apps whatsoever to I've got no gems whatsoever to sink into the app at the moment because I've got other life priorities at the moment. And also coming up to Christmas as well, which is a nice little sucker of my money as well. Plus, I've got my kids as well. It's like who are basically draining all my funds at the moment, as kids do.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, no, it was an interesting job for sure. I actually didn't even realize it was animated till like last minute, but it was. I've seen some cool vault photos being taken. So, yeah.
Sven, what about you, mate? How'd you go with it?
Yeah, I didn't go for it. I missed a bit of excitement there in the drop. I don't feel the item really. I don't feel it that much. I'm really hoping for something like a cool drop in the future, like something that gets people a bit more hyped there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I thought it was like kind of cool. Like, I was tempted just to sort of buy one just so I could like grab one and just go get to the chopper, like one of my favorite lines from my favorite movie. But how about we do a little bit of market watch? Let's see where is the Thanos chopper at the moment. So I'll try and do this in my best voice, trying to casual proud. So right now we have the Thanos copter or chopper, copter, whatever you want to call it, sitting in the marketplace, and VeVe is currently on the floor now for 19 gems. So I think the listing price was 25, I believe. So yeah, so I mean, me personally, I sort of figured it would sit somewhere around 15, but yeah, so 19 gems if anyone's interested in picking one up in the aftermarket. Yeah, Josh.
I was waiting for the frags.
No frags on this one.
where did that even come from again? Who came up with that?
The frags. Frags was actually coined by D. So we actually had a conversation a while back. I think it was either on VeVe Wednesdays or weekends. It was one of the two, and we sort of came up with the idea. It was like, because we call everything gems, but what do you call the lower denominations? Like, in pounds you got pence, in dollars you got cents. It's like what do we come up with gems? And D came up with the idea of frags, and we just went, oh, that's brilliant. So now we refer to the lower denominations in frags, and I think it is catching on, because I have heard the term used in a couple of other spaces here and there.
That's funny. I'm all for it. No, I was just gonna say, I think, speaking of VeVe, I think a good talking point would be the VeVe verse. What do you? Because I know in Dan's last interview, he made the comment that we should be expecting more beta invites by end of Q4. So I don't know. Do you think those are coming, or what do you think?
I hope so. I mean, I haven't really heard much more on the matter. That was the last I heard of it, saying that the beta invites had gone out or were going to go out, and that's still the last I've heard of it. Unless you've heard something different.
No. It's the same on my end, but I'm hoping that's a good sign because they're quiet, right? So we need more. I just got his hands up.
Oh yeah. Go on, Sven.
Did they not say like they would start it like on 15 November? So add some betas there.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I thought it was Q4. I might be wrong, but either way, I think it should have been. It should be right around the corner, but if they can't get it ready for in time for Christmas, then I'm assuming it'll probably be Q1 of next year. But and then I mean, even the part 2 and part 3 for Gothic City, I guess we're still waiting on as well. So I don't know if they're trying to wait for those to get released and then hand out more invites or what's going on there. But
yeah, and did anyone join the Fortnite live event?
No, I didn't. I didn't know there was a live Fortnite event. What's that all about?
That was really insane. Like, it was yesterday. There's a new Fortnite season, and there were some live streamers on YouTube and they had like 150,000 live viewers and like 14 million subs. So
wow.
I think, yeah, if we have some influencers from Fortnite or other spaces, this VeVe thing can blow up. And actually, if you look at the Fortnite maps, I don't think they're that complicated. So maybe VeVe should really just try to start making some spaces, do not add that much in there, and just let people come together and talk.
That's it. Let the community fuel the fire, so to speak.
Yeah, just start small and just let people start to join the rooms, join the VeVeverse with each other, and start to chat. Like if we're doing this chat, maybe we could do it there. We don't have to have that much in the space there. We just need each other and talk a bit.
To be fair, that's exactly what phase 1 is, though, right? Like they're opening it up in segments, and they're just releasing the home space, which is pretty much essentially along the lines of what you were just talking about, right? So it's just that space for us to converse, build together, do our thing, but there won't be like Marvel specific worlds or Disney specific worlds yet, at least from what I understand. So, and then that'll be like a later stage down the line. I think they also said they have a VeVe City and stuff like that. So it's all going to get released in segments, and it just goes back to making sure that there's actually going to be people inside, right? Because I think people are eager to get inside right now, but it's also important that it's not like they give into the impulse sort of thing where it's like people are eager to get inside and then we get inside and they just haven't delivered enough, if that makes sense, right? Like, because then people are just going to leave.
Yeah, well, that's. I mean, like, I remember hearing it. Like, I think David saying it somewhere, or Dan, or one of the two saying it somewhere on someone else's stream, saying that they don't want to have it like it is in like Decentraland or Sandbox or one of those two. It's basically you go in there and it's like a big open area and there's all this awesome stuff you can do, but there's like no one there. So they want to try and make sure ghost town, basically, yeah. So they want to they want to not only get people in the door, but they also got to keep people there as well, and that's what they're trying to work on. It's like once you get in there, you think of it kind of like a big like a roach motel, like, you know, once you get in, you don't want to leave.
Well, it's that, but I was saying this to Chris Severs at one point. Like, what's really interesting about VeVe is still, well, they're kind of getting out of that startup phase now after 3 years, but what's so interesting about this company is how global they are at the very beginning, right? Like we at one point only had a few thousand active users. I think it's a little higher than that now, but even when we only had the few thousand active, that was from people from every corner of the globe. So they have to cater to all those time zones.
Yeah.
So and it's not uncommon in gaming either, because like going back to like space games, like, dude, like if you hop into one of those games where you fly a spacecraft from planet to planet or whatever, and they have like procedurally generated worlds that don't end, they just keep going. It's like you're by yourself in the entire universe.
Yeah, it's kind of like that game, what's it called, No Man's Sky. It's basically like it can get like very, very lonely in that, like, you know, like you go like to some of these planets and there's just like nothing there. It's just you wandering around. That's what they're saying. It's like the last thing they want is you just be there by yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So what about Sven or Kenobi? You got anything you guys want to add to the conversation at all? Any points of view?
No, not yet.
Nope.
Not yet. I'm thinking. No.
So I'll take that as a no. That's all good.
Did you see Notorious's comment? I was just reading it.
No, I have not. Let me have a look.
He said, where'd it go? He said he was told at Comic Con that there would be another round of beta testers before Christmas. That's from a representative from
Cavernous. Okay, showing off it looked incredible and it was way more than a showroom. Okay, so it sounds like we've got some positive things coming.
Have you seen Travel Legends videos of him connecting the Unreal Engine plugin in Cavernous?
No, I haven't.
Dude, it is
unreal.
No pun intended. It's unreal. I mean, I did the showcase video on the Pilly Fantasy collectible not long ago, and I cannot wait to see those things in Unreal Engine. Like, these things are they're gonna come to life.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look, I'm sure it. Like I said, as long as they're all I mean, everything's not happening like at the pace everyone wants it to, but I suppose the point is that it's still happening. Like, no, that they've been building in the bear market. They're still going. Like you said, the drops are still selling out. They're still making revenue. They're hiring more people. So I mean, all these to me at very least seem like positive signs that that VeVe's not going anywhere.
Mondo's still in spaces. You know, their licensors still like them. Yeah,
exactly. That's it, and they're getting. I mean, I would love to see them getting more like independent licenses. Like like I said, like they've got Mondo, they've got Ron English. I mean, I would like to see like more independent artists, sort of like I know David's like very big on like we have to try and get Japan. I mean, that was like the last thing I heard him say in the space. So hopefully we get some more coming from that side of the market. Maybe get like some anime or some manga in there. But I mean, like to my understanding is that to get those licenses on board, there's a lot of moving parts or a lot of things that need to be done first.
Yeah, a lot of people have own different parts of the IP, so you got to get like yes from multiple different people.
Yeah, but yeah, lots coming. Well, hopefully more coming soon. So hopefully maybe after the Christmas rush we might hear a bit more about the VeVeverse, maybe get some updates or something, or maybe they'll just drop something random or just drop something out of nowhere to sort of create a bit of hype. Like here's one that might create a little bit of hype. So we got the new crafting thing coming up, or we got the Star Wars comics getting redeemable posters. How do we feel about that?
When you say crafting, are you talking about the table or the bench? Sorry?
No. There was a post on I think it was on the 15th of December. They've got the Star Wars comics coming out from Return of the Jedi.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and apparently with those they're going to have if you get one, then you get like a redeemable poster or something like that. I believe that's what they're going for.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just thought that was something there.
Just like pairing, is it supposed to be pairing like the physical with the digital version, or is it just like a?
Let me see.
I didn't actually see the description that you're talking about, but
yeah, let me just see if I can find it. Just try and get a little bit more information about it, because it has been all over the spaces. Let me see if I can find it.
But speaking of crafting, what do you think about this whole Disney table thing? Are you still like excited about that, or do you think they've taken a little long to kind of go through that whole process?
Personally, I think they've probably taken a little bit too long to sort of go through the whole process. I mean, I haven't heard anything else about it. I mean, like the last one we had, what was that? The last pencil drop, and then what they're supposed to have the crafting desk towards the end of this month, I think, because they had like the end of the year to do it. But I mean, there's been no talk, no hype. I mean, it's almost like everyone's kind of forgotten about it.
Yeah,
I know what.
Yeah, I completely agree. I see a hand up.
Yes, Ben.
Yeah, I think it took a bit too long here too. They took like 4 months to start crafting. Maybe we learned from the whole drop that if it takes too long, people get less interested. So they should be a bit faster on that. My brother owns like 110 pencils now, so I hope for him it goes well.
Oh, really? Oh, jeez. Well, that's good. Yeah, that's it. Like, for anyone who like spent big on the pencils, yeah, like hopefully we still get some action out of it somewhere.
I hope to. I hope there's just more than the desk. Probably there's more than the desk. It's VeVe, so we should expect more, and I think they will deliver on that.
So I was just reading some of the comments we got here, like Notorious B just put, my comic has had a green check mark since I read it 2 months ago. Is this new? I know it's in March. What are you reading? Okay, I don't. There must be something else. Sorry,
he's talking about the check marks on the comics on the app. Yeah, that's not new.
No, that's not new. That's been around for a while. So basically, if you read them, you get like the green check mark, and then that's it. Yeah,
and you know what? That's actually a good question to ask Mondo when he pops up at some point. I'm not saying now. I'm not pressuring you. Don't worry. But
it's like no pressure, no pressure. But of course, the invite is there. The invite is there.
I think that would be interesting to ask somebody like him in his position, because there has always been that question going back since those were introduced. I don't think they were introduced at the very beginning, but when they were, there was the question of like, oh, if your comic has a green check mark, is that going to affect the value of it long term? And so it's kind of gone like under the radar ever since, because I think like we've had David at some point, he had mentioned like they've considered deterioration for the comics, or degradation, or whatever the flipping word is.
Yeah. Degrading.
Thank you. And yeah, the pages will eventually like crease and crack and stuff like that. I don't know if that's like guaranteed in the roadmap or anything like that. It's been a thought on their mind, but the check mark is I can see it affecting the value long term, and I would love to know if Mondo's opinion on that at some point. What do you guys?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like there were talks a while back about like, you know, having the, if that's going to affect like, you know, the value of it at all. But again, like, you know, it's sort of like never sort of really sort of anything sort of came of it.
Well, I mean, you're a comic head, right? Like, if you go to the marketplace and you see a comic with a green check mark versus not, do you find one more appealing, or?
Well, I mean, like it depends on what sort of view you. If you're going like, you know, from an investment point of view, then yeah, definitely. Like you could, obviously, because you want the one without the green check mark, because it means it's kind of like what's the word to use? Kind of like a version mint, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it similar to like a comic that's been read versus not touched at all, right? Like,
yeah, so, it's like taking a comic like, you know, the $1 bargain bin or something like that, compared to like, you know, something that's like got like a 9.8 slab on it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I mean, it would definitely affect the value. Sven, so you got something you want to throw in there, mate?
Yes, I think they discussed that before, and the thing is that with those digital NFTs, the point is that it doesn't get older or doesn't get better. So I think they do not consider implying that to the app.
That's yeah. Well, that's the last I heard as well. Is that it's basically it all comes down to the mint number.
Yeah, because it's NFTs, it's digital, so they cannot tear or become bad. That's the thing about those digital NFTs. We have difference between the real comic world.
There you go. So just coming back to what we were saying as well about the Star Wars comics, about the Return of the Jedi. So basically, I finally found the article. So yeah, it basically says here, VeVe announces Star Wars Return of the Jedi #1 NFT comics for the 40th anniversary. Collection includes unique covers by various comic book artists. One is also Nicoletta Balderi, which is very exciting. It says available 15th of December on VeVe. Each comic comes with a digital poster replica. So whether that means that you're going to get the comic and then you're going to get like, you know, basically a digital poster that goes with it. It doesn't really specify if you're going to have to burn it or you just get it if you buy it in the marketplace, but if I was able to, I'd pin it in the chat. But yeah, but the comic covers themselves are very nice. I mean, you got one with Darth Vader front and center, one with Jabba. The Nicoletta Balderi cover looks quite nice in a purple sort of style with Darth Vader on the front. I think Luke and Darth are having a battle there. And I think there's another one with a Rancor on the front by the looks of it, as I can see. But yeah, that's something exciting we could possibly have coming up on the 15th. I mean, I originally, when I first saw the post, I thought, because it said like, you know, something returning, like, you know, that was lost and now is found or something like that. I originally thought it might have been transfers. Which
yeah,
was it?
I'm not sure how confident I am that they're going to be bringing that back. I could be completely wrong, but yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, I understand it was like a total long shot, but I mean, like, if we could somehow get transfers back on the app, I mean, that would open up a whole new excitement on the app, because I know a lot of people miss transfers on the app, and that's also part of the experience as well.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. The transfers give a much more better dynamic to the market. Totally agree with that.
But yeah, so I'm just going over some of my notes. Did anyone else have any luck in some of the other drops we've had lately? Because we've had quite a few drops. What have we had? We've had the Disney Christmas comic. We've had the Fish Tank drop. New Zealand stamps. The Copter. We've also got some cool stuff coming up as well. We've also got Amazing Spider-Man number 26, which is the 2022 actually quite recently published comic, The Death of Miss Marvel, which is quite popular. So that's coming up soon. We've also got Uncanny X-Men number 14, which is the FA Sentinels. That's coming up on the 7th. And also everyone's favorite, we've got another Tarzan comic coming out on the 8th, I believe. Anyone excited for that?
Double Quill is.
That's it. I know Double Quill loves a good Tarzan comic. No, very cool. Right, let me have, what else is on my talking points here? So I do also try and I do try and make an effort to try and have like some kind of structure when we have these. Like I do have a list of talking points. Oh, I got a whole heap of new movie trailers that came out we could talk about. Actually, speaking of movie trailers, if you haven't seen it or not, over on the Real Uncommon podcast, where we recently did a reaction video to watching the new Furiosa Mad Max trailer. Which is really, really good and really entertaining. So if anyone hasn't seen that, go over to the Real Uncommon podcast, support them, give them a like, comment, subscribe, and check out the video. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Josh or Kenobi or Sven, have you seen any of the latest trailers that have dropped lately?
Just the Aquaman one coming out December 22nd. That other one, I keep on forgetting the title, but that shit's dope. The one that Hanano and D were talking about. Well, they're in the future, whatever. Reminds me of Dune on steroids.
Oh, Rebel Moon.
Rebel Moon. Okay, I will never forget it again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Rebel Moon. That one.
That one does look good. I think they're actually releasing that in 2 parts. So I think the first part is actually coming out, I think, on the 22nd of December. And then the next part
coming out on December 22nd?
No, because one
Aquaman.
Yeah, well, let me just see if I can find it, because I know one's coming out in December, and that's basically like part 1, and part 2 I think is coming out somewhere a bit later on, which I think is like somewhere maybe around May, off the top of my head. But let me see if I can find some facts. Rebel Moon. Here we go, Rebel Moon. Yeah, so Rebel Moon releases December 22nd, 2023.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that's coming out. Yeah, that's the same time as Aquaman, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It says Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. And I believe, yes, Part 2 is coming out somewhere next year, which I think is somewhere, like I said, somewhere around April, May. But from what I can gather, I think there's a lot of hype behind this as well, because I think they've already had pre-watch tickets already basically sell out, and it's sold out more than I can't remember. I did the article up before, but yeah, there's a lot of hype behind it. Let's say it's done by Zack Snyder, so you can definitely see, like, when you watch the trailer, there's definitely elements of like 300, Watchmen. There's all sorts of like all his previous other stuff in there as well, like a bit of like Justice League. I'm excited for it. But on that note as well, we do also have some other cool trailers coming out as well. Like we got the trailer for The Boys season 4. If anyone's familiar with that one, that's another really good series. If anyone's seen it, very bloodthirsty and very diabolical. We've got Halo season 2. That's coming out somewhere. Oh, actually, no, it's coming out the 8th of February. And
season 2. I didn't even know there was a season 1.
There is a season 1. There is a season 1. I believe it is streaming on Paramount. I watched it. I thought it was good. The visuals are amazing. Story is a little bit meh, but yeah, if you're a fan of the Halo series, which I know you are, Josh, you'll love it.
Is it animated or is it like realism?
No, it's realism. It's kind of a mix of both.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, Google about it. Yeah, so that's Halo season 2 is coming out on the 8th of February. What else we got? We've got House of the Dragon season 2. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, they chucked the teaser trailer up for that. But they also chucked up a teaser trailer for one of my favorite games. Back in the day, it was Fallout, and that's coming out the 12th of April. So, is anyone familiar with the Fallout games or the Fallout universe at all? Because that's an IP that I would like to see on VeVe.
That I've never played the games much, but I know how big the franchise is. Who are they owned by again?
Bethesda, I think I think Bethesda still got them.
That's right. Okay, yeah, that would be a really cool IP to have, because they also just released the what's the space one?
Starfield,
I think.
Starfield, yeah.
But their games go next level. Like, you can walk into a room and you can open every single cabinet, every single little compartment. They're so immersive and so interactive.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, I haven't played Starfield myself, but I played obviously I played Fallout and Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Skyrim were the two big ones I played from them. But I mean, I don't do much gaming anymore. Being a busy father of two as I am.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, like I said, but I'd like to see some Brotherhood of Steel on the app, with the power armor suits, or maybe some ghouls. That'd be kind of cool, or even just some big bugs, maybe like a big cockroach or a rat or something. So yeah, that's about all there is on the movie trailer front. So that's a lot of cool stuff to come back with. Was it? What about you, Josh? You watch anything good lately? I'm plowing through Monarch at the moment, the Legacy of Monsters. That's the Godzilla TV show on Apple Plus at the moment.
Other than Pink Panther, no.
Oh, you watching Pink Panther?
Yeah, I'm still watching that, dude. 1 and 2,
Nice.
yeah, I love those movies. But VeVe got me back into them ever since they did that drop.
Ah, nice.
Kind of ridiculous that I'm actually still watching those movies, but whatever.
Ah, that's good, man. That's all good. So I was just looking through some of the comments that we've got pinned in the chat here.
Hella movies coming out in 2024.
Oh yeah,
like
Transformers
you just 1, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Keegan, Michael Key's gonna be in there, John Hamm, Lawrence Fishburne. They got Beetlejuice 2 coming out.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah,
bro.
They're doing another Transformers.
Yeah, but I guess I'd say the cast is pretty sick. They're doing that. They're doing Beetlejuice 2, like I said.
Yeah, that one's gonna be good because Keaton's coming back as Beetlejuice, which is really good. And they also got the chick from I think it's Jenna Ortega, the one who just recently did Wednesday.
Yeah. They got Planet of the Apes, Kingdom of Planet of the Apes. They got Deadpool.
Ooh. Yeah. Deadpool 3's back in production. Hell yeah.
Gladiator 2, The Joker. Yep. Madam Web.
Yeah, Madam Web. That Joker one I'm looking forward to because we've got Lady Gaga coming as Harley Quinn. I reckon that's going to be a good casting choice.
For all the emos, they got Inside Out 2, the anime.
Inside Out 2. Oh yeah. Inside Out 2. That's the Disney one, isn't it? Or was it the Pixar one?
That was really good too, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, my daughter's just started watching that.
Oh man, and they got a Mean Girls 2 coming out, bro.
Oh, here we go. Nice, all the good stuff coming out. So you go, lots to look forward to in 2024. It's good now we've finally got over the writer's strike and we get back to making some decent movies and TV shows.
They got Quiet Place Day 1. Oh, that might be.
Oh, that'll be good. Oh yeah, because the Quiet Place movies, they were real good.
Yeah, bro.
Also,
a lot, man.
Yeah, there's tons. So just going over a bit of news. I did see one cool thing I thought was kind of cool is what's it? The girl who plays Miss Marvel is apparently signed on to do seven more. Let me look. Where to go? I think she's signed on to do 7 more Marvel yeah, she's confirmed to do 7 more roles in Marvel movies. So she's going to be around for a while. So perhaps we might see a Young Avengers popping up somewhere in the future.
Might be dope. And you know how we were speaking of Dune? That one part 2 comes out next year.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Kung Fu Panda 150. You know, yeah.
Oh yeah, because yeah, that I mean, as much as I love Kung Fu Panda, they need to dial that one down a bit.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, now I know Hinano's looking forward to that one.
Mm-hmm. Godzilla versus Godzilla X Kong is coming out. I did
notice that Mask posted something into the comments in their section saying they've just released the trailer for it. Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, released on April 12th.
Okay, we're 2024 is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, mate.
Bad Boys 4 with Will Smith and
oh really?
Ooh.
Yeah, and a pretty overweight Martin Lawrence.
Actually, just on the subject of Will Smith, I was reading somewhere. Apparently, he's doing I Am Legend #2, and he's doing that with Michael B. Jordan. So that
I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like they should have just left that movie alone. That's such a good movie.
It is such a good movie, but because whether you know or not, I mean, they actually had two endings to that movie. So there was there was the one in the theatrical release where basically at the end of it, I mean, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it. There was a theatrical release at the end of it where he basically blew himself up and took out all the zombie guys trying to get into his house. But there's another version of that where basically he's about to do that, to sort of sacrifice himself and kill everybody, but then he realizes that the main zombie guy who's been trying to knock his door down is actually the father of the girl that he sort of took, and he's trying to make better. So basically, at the end of it, you just realize all he wants is his daughter back. So he opens the door, basically lets him in, gives her the girl, and then everyone just runs off and leaves the house alone. And then he ends up leaving New York with the other lady that he was with.
Right. And when's that supposed to be? Next year?
Somewhere next year. Yeah, I saw it in the comments. Yeah, it says Will Smith talks making I Am Legend 2 with Michael B. Jordan. It says I think they're in talks of doing it now. I don't see a release date at this point. But yeah, but apparently that's in the pipeline. So I don't know how far down, but yeah, it's in the pipeline.
Interesting.
Here's another one as well. It says Kevin Feige also says that Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man will not be returning to the MCU. So I don't know about that.
No, really?
Well, it's basically just says here, basically they had that very low sort of scene from Endgame where he goes later and I am Iron Man and clicks his fingers. They made that so perfect they just don't want to ruin it by just going, oh, by the way, he's coming back again.
Yeah, but it was very painful to see him leaving there. I even dropped a tear, I must say.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, that whole scene, it was just beautiful. It was a nice sort of nice way for him to exit the sort of franchise and say he's done his part and here it is.
Now we have the Iron Lady. Is her name Iron Lady? Iron Clad?
What's her name? Ironheart, the one from the chick from Black Panther 2.
Yeah, I think she will do great, but I miss a bit of male heroes in the Marvel community. That's why Iron Man was really important for me. He was a cornerstone, and really, yeah, I miss the manly heroes in the Marvel scene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
there was a bit of speculation saying that he could actually come back as like as like an AI. So, which I thought would be brilliant, because it means like he can basically come back and just do like a little bit of like voiceover work, maybe a little bit of motion capture, and he basically be cementing himself like for like an easy paycheck for like the whole Marvel franchise moving forward.
Yeah, I think he will be like a teacher in Secret Wars, or he'll come back. Just his voice or his AI will come back. But I don't know if the Iron Man himself, indeed, he won't come back. Sadly enough.
I don't know. Well, I mean, like I said, like we're playing around with like multiverses and that now, so anything's possible.
Yeah, I hope he comes back. Was a great actor.
Oh, he is. I mean, like like Iron Man more or less turned his career around, like because he was going through a very before Iron Man. I mean, like he was all over the shop. I mean, he was getting like pulled up for like DIY charges and all sorts of stuff. And Iron Man more or less saved his career and his life more or less.
Yeah, like his items on VeVe too, like those Iron Man statues, that ultra rare. There's only 300 editions, and I like it a lot because it has the appearance of Robert Downey Jr. or
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
actually, I wonder what the Iron Man's going for at the moment. Let's do a little bit of market watch of the Iron Man.
Did that secret rare ever get pulled?
The secret rare.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the black and gold. Let's have a look. Yeah, I didn't hear like if the number one ever got found. I mean, there's a number 4 in the market right now.
Nobody's talked about the number 1 yet, or they doing it secretly, or it doesn't appear in the market yet.
No, well, right now, say a little bit of market watch here. Right now, the Marvel Iron Man number 18-inch, the Funko Dino VeVe variant is the black and gold one, is going for $5,000 on the floor. And that's a number 42. But there is also the number 4, which is going for 5,400 gems.
Yeah, so like Taco Breaks, he did pull 2 of those secret rares.
Oh, did he now? Wow.
Yeah, just one person, 2 secret rares was insane. Yeah, he made a good buck of that.
Yeah, mate. Can you imagine the look on his face when you open those boxes?
No, I think you went nuts.
Oh man, it would have been like, oh my god, for the first one, then like open the second one. Oh my god.
He was like on the channel of Randy Chavez, and he started giving out like $100.
What did he now? Excellent. Yeah, nice one. I wonder what the rest of them are going for. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the common. If my screen decides it wants to load. All right. Iron Man. Right, let's have a look. What's the common? That's a red one, isn't it? So the Iron Man 18, the red, which is our common, I believe. Yes, it is going for 39 gems and 49 frags on the floor. So that's quite obtainable. And what about the rest of them? Let's have a look at the rest of them.
Mostly interested in the ultra rare there.
The ultra rare. Let's have a look at the ultra rare. The ultra rare. The ultra rare, just for Sven, is going for 298 gems on the floor.
Oh, he used to be 150. Someone took them from the market.
Just come up a bit. There you go. There's a number 38 there going there for 400.
That's too expensive. I want 150 gems was a good deal. I think there's only 300 of them, 300 items.
I believe. Let me have a look. 350 editions.
That will be something I will regret not buying, I think. Yeah.
Oh, well, you never know. You might get your chance. Like, everything works in cycles. They go up, they go down. Let's see, what else have we got?
Yeah. I think now everything should be redeemed by now, or I don't think all are redeemed, but the biggest part that wants to be redeemed is redeemed now. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like there might be a couple still left in boxes that everyone's afraid to open, but I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, some collectors want the sealed pieces, so you cannot open it if you want a sealed one, you cannot open it.
That's right. All right, guys. Well, it's coming up on 10 o'clock here in the UK, so I've got about another half hour before I start wrapping up the space. But just want to take a quick moment just to thank everybody who's taking the time out of their busy days to come and join us. Big thank you to everyone who's speaking in the space at the moment. Big thank you to Josh. Big thank you to Kenobi, Sven. So yeah, just a big thank you to everybody for helping to support the space. Like I said before, it's you guys that make these spaces what they are, and as long as everyone keeps coming back and speaking and listening, we'll keep coming back and hosting them. But yeah, this is VeVe Weekends, episode 15, brought to you by the VeVe Collective. And in case you're wondering what the VeVe Collective is, or this weird name that I keep throwing around all over the place, the VeVe Collective is more or less just a group of collectors a group of us sort of came together. This just wanted to form a safe space where we could just basically geek out and share our love of collecting, whether that be physical, digital, Marvel, DC, Disney, Star Wars, or whatever platform you're into, whether that be VeVe, McFarlane, Cryptoys, Palm. So it's all good. Like they just want to create a space where we can just sort of connect with like-minded individuals and just collect and connect, as we like to say in the VeVe Collective, with everyone in the space. And that was the inspiration behind holding these Twitter space, these X spaces. Still can't get used to saying X. So yeah, just a big thank you from me to you, and yeah, let's keep it going. Also, as well, like I've said, is if anybody wants to come up at any time and just say a few words, say hi, want to contribute to the conversation, or just that invite is always there. Like I say, it's a safe space, and we welcome everybody.
Speaking of X, it got me thinking of Elon. Did you hear about his recent interview calling out Disney?
I heard about it, but I haven't seen it. But I heard it was to quote a phrase from Arcade, spicy.
Oh, dude, it's another drop the mic moment from Elon. He was sitting in the chair and he's just asked, "So what do you want to say to these advertisers?" He's just like, "F them. Like just don't open Twitter. We don't need your money. You're trying to bribe me with money. Like it's just ridiculous." And then at the end he goes, "Hi, Bob." And he's speaking to Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney.
Of Disney.
So apparently Disney, there's like a hashtag that's trending right now saying like cancel Disney or whatever. But yeah, he just called out all the big corporations, just saying stop trying to like blackmail me with money.
Well, I mean, like considering like Elon, like he's got like more money than like anybody in this space at the moment. I mean, like it must be nice having like that level of FU money that you can sort of like start saying things like that to like big like corporations like Disney.
Well, what's interesting about Elon is Elon himself doesn't have that much money. It's all tied up in stock companies, and like he owns I think it's 20% of Tesla. Tesla was valued at $1 trillion at one point. I mean, that's like 200 million right there or whatever, right? So when Tesla's stock went down, he lost a large percent of his net worth because of that alone. But like it's all tied up in in stock.
It's all in assets.
Yeah, it's all in his company. So if his companies go to zero, so does his wealth.
So it's in his best interest to try and keep things rolling.
Yeah, but collector, did VeVe not show the Tesla logo in David Yu in one of his streams?
Yeah, he was wearing the logo. David's a big fan of Elon, so he's actually been seen on Twitter responding to his parody account, thinking so it's his actual account.
So what would you do if they drop like a Cybertruck on VeVe? Would that be enough to hype the VeVe verse again?
Say that again. What do you mean the VeVe verse?
It's like if they would drop like a Cybertruck digital version and NFT, would you be? I think would the market be good then again, or would it just not do the effort well to the market?
Well, if they dropped the Cybertruck, would it help the market?
Yeah.
No. I mean, that's just an individual drop. I mean, this is just my opinion, but it's there needs to be more factors at play there, overall market sentiment and things like that. But I mean, if they announce the Cybertruck tomorrow on VeVe, it's not like we're gonna have millions of people flocking right to the app. I mean, Tesla has a loyal fan base, but not like that.
Yeah, not like that. Not like like Lamborghini or what's it, Aston Martin like sort of level.
Well, I mean, even when we announced those, right? Like those IP didn't attract like millions of people either, right? It's just timing.
Yeah, but in saying that, like the markets are starting to wake up. I mean, like obviously the crypto markets are doing quite well.
You know when he said that phrase, go F yourself. The token, the coin GFY skyrocketed.
Oh, did it?
Yes, it did.
Is that like a meme coin or something like so associated with it?
GFY coin, and that rocketed.
I wonder why.
So maybe if we have a Cybertruck, there's a small chance, a very small chance.
Yeah, maybe. But we have Willow up the stage. Willow, how are you, mate?
I'm doing good, man. I see we got the VeVe weekends going, man. So it's great to see, man. Great to hear. Great to be here. Yeah, man. I just was listening into the conversation, and you guys been here a while, right? And we all know that VeVe's going to France. But do you guys remember like a year or like a year and a half ago, they came out with that Medium article with that like exclusive kind of like French racing car kind of brand, they were concept cars type deal, but I haven't heard anything from that. So, I know that was been in the works way back when. That may be one of the things that may come up with this trip. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something to think about.
Citroen.
That's what it is. Citroen, yeah.
Citroen, yeah. I've heard of that brand. No, you're exactly right. I mean, there's been no talk of Citroen at all.
Yeah, but they really try to tend to do the drops related to moments or times where they celebrate anything. So maybe Citroen has to celebrate something at a certain date, and maybe we'll see it then.
I know we'll have to see. I mean, there is a little bit of speculation, like because it's actually a crypto event that they're going to. It's not like a decon or a VeVe event. Like there's a little bit of speculation that maybe they'll drop something about the OMI token or maybe the VeVe verse, something like that. I mean, like I would like to go to France myself, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I do know there is a lot of hype around it, and yeah, I mean we'll just have to wait and see. I know VeVe Magic's going to France, so maybe she might have a couple of things to say about it if he wants to come up to the stage. Obviously, no pressure. I mean, I would love to go to Disneyland with you, but yeah, unfortunately, life. But I guess we'll just have to see what happens. Ooh, hello. Speaking of Miss Magic, we have VeVe Magic up to the stage. How are you?
Hello, guys. How's it going? Great space, Osman.
Oh, thank you very much. So, thank you for taking the time to listen in.
No problem. Yeah, I had in the background while I was doing my poker game, but I lost, so now I can speak.
Oh, boo. Yeah. No. How are you? How are you recovering? I believe you had some surgery done on your leg or something like that.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I've been laying low. I've got my straight cast on it's a brace, not a cast, until Wednesday. So I'm looking forward to that appointment.
Nice. So you must be looking forward to France because I saw your post about trying to get a day trip together to France to Disneyland.
Yes. Really looking forward to it. Hopefully I will not be too sore by then. So yeah, we're gonna go on Monday afterwards, hoping people can come. Right now, we're probably around 10 people ish. So
nice. That's a good number.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, it doesn't matter how many people are going. It's going with friends, regardless of the night. It's gonna be super fun. So I'm excited because I went last year when I was there, but it was just with 2 other people, and we had a blast. But the more the merrier in my mind.
Yeah, definitely. Fun fact to everybody listening: I actually had my 30th at Disneyland Paris.
Oh, that's awesome! Did you like it?
I did. Yeah, it was. We had a really good time. Like, it was actually a birthday present from my wife. So we went to Disneyland and spent a long weekend there. And I actually proposed to my. It wasn't actually at Disneyland, but I actually proposed to my wife in Paris.
So how sweet.
So she gives you a birthday present, and in trade you give her like a marriage.
Yeah, it was a good idea at the time.
Well, you're setting a precedent. No. Now every time you give her a present, she's like, "So what do I get?"
Exactly.
And I wanted to ask. I know a lot of people in here maybe aren't in the States, but I was curious. Who here is thinking about going to NFT NYC? Anybody?
Well, definitely not me. Anyone out there? Any hands?
I'm not sure. When is it, Magic?
What's the Blue?
When is it?
It's the first week in April.
First week of April. I have to just check the calendar, but yeah, it's something that's a possibility because I've never been out, right? So it's like, yeah, if I have a chance to get out, and if April's looking right, heck yeah.
That's cool. I got one of my family members just confirmed he's actually speaking. And I have several friends involved in other projects that are likely going. So yeah, I may end up going as well.
No, cool. So what's that called again? Sorry.
NFT NYC.
NFT
YC. Yeah, it's a huge event in the NFT world.
Okay.
It's basically like Comic Con for NFTs, like
for NFTs.
All the big products.
Okay, so everyone like
Bored Ape Yacht Club, like
right, I'm with you.
Also, can you check your DMs? Mondo asked.
Oh, okay. Can I check my DMs? Oh no! Oh, ladies and gentlemen, say Mondo has gifted another 4 promo codes. What?
And he's also brought in Vincent. Hey, Vincent, I see him listening.
I know.
So
he did too. Oh wow, Vincent. Wow, thank you so much for joining us. Please, if you want to come. Oh, he's already beat me to it. Oh, is he coming up? There we are. Mrs. Zurzolo, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Oh,
I'm sorry about that.
Oh, we got him.
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, that's great. I'm good, mate. How are you? I was just saying, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
That's
Are you feeling better, Vincent?
No.
Oh.
Still lousy. But what are you going to do?
Oh no.
It's
no. You've been under the weather, mate.
Yeah, for about a week or so now. But I'll be back in the office tomorrow. I get an amazing event auction ending this week, filled with tons and tons of cool comic books, original comic art, pulps, VHS tapes, videotapes, video games and audio cassettes and the Jerry Siegel letters and tons of memorabilia and really rare Superman posters and so many cool things. It's just a potpourri of pop culture collectibles.
Oh wow, it sounds amazing.
Yeah, it should be fun.
What are some of your favorite items in this auction you guys are doing?
Wow, great question. There's a really cool. There's a lot of really great comic books. One of the things I really got a kick out of is how interesting the foreign comic book market is, and it's something that people are still learning about. And there are a lot of rarities from around the world in terms of, let's say, like a Norwegian Hulk #1 or an Italian version of Amazing Fantasy 15, things like that. And you can learn more about it by checking out that section of our auction, and you can search for it by putting the word foreign in the comments section for comics in our advanced search, and you'll find all the foreign comic books. Very cool stuff. The original art, there's a page from The Crow #1 that's just blows my mind away, and also a page from Strange Tales '89 with that's the first appearance of a really popular pre-hero monster from Marvel called Fin Fang Foom. And
I know.
Yeah. So that's really cool. Then we have a gorgeous Sensation Comics #1 in 6.0. That's the second appearance of Wonder Woman in her first cover appearance. A gorgeous copy of Amazing Spider-Man 14 and 13, the first appearances of Mysterio and Green Goblin, both in CGC 9.6s. Gorgeous copies. A beautiful X-Men #4 in 9.4 condition. That's the first Toad, Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. A really, really beautiful copy. And that's just to name a few. I mean, there's just so many cool books in this auction. It's almost like a never-ending assortment of Golden Age and Silver Age and Bronze Age keys. Hulk 181 and 9.8. Amazing Spider-Man, First Punisher in 9.8. God, the list goes on. Is that there's Tales of Suspense 39, Amazing Spider-Man #1, Tales to Astonish 27, Journey into Mystery 83. Those are the first appearances of Iron Man, Ant-Man, and Thor, respectively. Yep. Just so much other cool stuff. Whether you're a buyer or not, you should go and check it out. Just learn a little bit more about the history of comic books. You can educate yourself on pricing. You can educate yourself on first appearances, keys, and things like that, and just get a better feel for this. So often I meet people who collect digital collectibles and modern comic books who don't know a lot about the past, and I think it's really important to see the evolution of the American comic book in terms of the historical and iconic names that were part of the history back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and now we're in the 2020s. So even something as old as 20 years ago, 30 years ago, is starting to be considered classic and vintage. And there's so many fantastic artists and writers involved. And to me, it's just amazing because you can pick so many different titles and go, oh, I like this artist, and you can see his history and where he came from and where he evolved and how his art changed, or a specific writer and find out his origins in terms of when did he write his first comic book and or she and what was it, and see the style and the similarities and the differences as a person's art or writing style evolves, and it's quite beautiful in that respect as well.
No, excellent. All right, we'll start with Magic. Magic has a question, then we'll go to Wulu.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if you could share with us the best way to find your auction.
Oh, very easy. Go to comicconnect.com, and we have a very easy to use website, and you can join up and start bidding. Once you put a credit card in, we won't charge your card. We just need to make sure people are legit. So you put your credit card in, you can start bidding, or just and you can start looking around without putting a credit card on. We don't block people out from looking through our site without becoming a member. That's totally fine. And we also have an incredible marketplace with close to 100,000 items for a fixed price sale.
Oh wow! And this is also from international as well?
Yeah,
or just US?
Yeah, everything. We have collectibles from around the world, and we have buyers from around the world. So yeah, it's a perfect match.
Oh wow, cool. And Wulu, so you have a question?
Yeah, I had a question, Vincent. Just about the authentication of a piece I have, right? So at my grandparents' house, in the closet, I found an old art piece, and it was done by Arthur Adams. He's a Marvel comic book artist, but this was in his early days before he got hired on to Marvel. So it's how do I go about authenticating a piece like that? Do I go to a Comic Con and like show them, you know what I'm saying? Or like, what do I do with a situation like that? I mean, it's all the original. Can I send it over to you? Like, I don't know the process on that.
Yeah, you can send us a picture. You can email it to me. It's Vincent Z as in zebra, Vincent Z at comicconnect.com. Send me a picture of it. We'll see if we can authenticate it. At worst case scenario, I'm very good friends with Arthur and his wife, and I can reach out to them and see if they can authenticate it for us.
Appreciate it. Yeah, because I did a little research on it, and it's like those early Man Thing pieces, and I know he loved those pieces when, you know, he was first starting out, and it was like from the local area. Like the story checks out. It was like he stayed and went to school at like a town that was like 15 miles from, you know, my family stayed, and yeah, man, it was in Vacaville. I stay in Vallejo, but it was in Vacaville, California. And yeah, man, so I could definitely send that over to you and just, yeah, see if I could, you know, authenticate this, because it's like crazy, man. It's like, you know, this piece, right, was just sitting in a closet, you know, all these years, you know, and it's just like, man, I don't know what this thing's worth. I just want to see if it's real, because I know there's two Arthur Adams in the Marvel comic book industry, but I was looking up signatures and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, this kind of matches, you know? So I could go ahead and send that over to you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, right. Great. So I just want to say, Vincent, also a big congratulations to you on the success of the Addiction comic as well. I mean, it's been very, very well positively received from the VeVe community and just to everyone in general. It's a massive achievement, mate. So congratulations to you.
Thank you so much, and you know, I appreciate that. We had a really amazing team working on it, so I can't take all the credit in any way, shape, or form. My partner David Quinn was fantastic to work with. Mondo, who helped design the first issue, was incredible. Really huge help. Our interior artist Claudia Balboni, our colorist Brad Simpson, our letterer Dave Sharp, and cover artists like Andres Labrada, Aletha Martinez, David Mack, and Archerm all helps to make it a really special launch and make it successful. And for those of you out there who are still interested in the Addiction, some really exciting news. First of all, you can go to theaddiction.co to either buy or just get to know the comic book a little bit more. To give you a quick idea of what the story is about. Story is about a doctor named Nikki Tino who is fighting drug addiction, and she's gotten really good at it. The local mafia takes notice of her and wants to make her look like she is a drug addict, so they kidnap her and they shoot her up with a cocktail of drugs and leave her for dead, and she actually does die. But later, the chemicals mix with her blood and bring her back to life, and now she has a second chance at life and a very uncanny ability. From her slightest touch, she can inject any type of drug into a person's body. We had a really, if you guys go to my X account, I posted a really fun interview we did with a guy who has his name is escaping. I think it's called Piercing Metal. And we did this really good interview at New York Comic Con and talks a lot more about the character. Both David Quinn and myself, we both chat about it for about 6 or so minutes, and you guys can get to know more about it. The comic book is, has very serious undertones in terms of fighting drug addiction, but it also has a romance between Nikki and her boyfriend Enzo. It has action. It has crime. It has a little bit of everything. And there's also obviously underlying themes of different types of addiction, and some good, some bad, and some you have to judge for yourself how they come how you interpret them. But it's been a really fun ride. We have so much more to do. We are adding new product to the website. Andres Labrada just went down to CGC and signed another 100 copies of the VeVe Blues and 100 copies of the VeVe Reds, which are going to be slabbed, and we'll have those available for sale soon. So that was the original plan, to have 200 of each. We only had 100 done for New York Comic Con, so the other 100 of each are being done right now, and these are limited. signed by Andres Labrada, and we have a lot of other really cool items. We're currently working on the design for issue number 2 and getting the color work done on issue number 3. So those 2 issues will be coming out soon on VeVe. We're just not exactly, we haven't lined up exact dates yet, but we shall see.
Fantastic. Stay tuned, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, Magic, you had another question?
Yeah, I was gonna bring up. He wasn't here earlier when Key Collector was up speaking. Who went to L.A. Comic Con this weekend, but I didn't get all the details. But he was speaking about something about the fan base of Addiction that he noticed in L.A. Do you remember that?
Yes, he was. Yeah, he was basically speaking that he was speaking to someone. I think he was like standing in the line or something like that, and was talking about have you heard of the Addiction? And they were like really excited about it, like the idea of having more I suppose. Well, I can hear him listening in the background. Hopefully they'll come back up and correct me if I get this wrong. But he basically just saying like they was like really impressed with the Addiction comic, and really it was just really good to see more like more independent artists. Like just basically something different other than like with what we normally have like Marvel and Star Wars and that sort of stuff. Like it was more like just a more independent type of publisher on.
Wow, that's fantastic to know that people were aware of it. On the line, we've been very prominent and proactive in terms of promoting it, but you still never know exactly how much penetration into the market you're getting. So it's really nice to hear something like that, and very exciting. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I didn't believe that you guys were at LA Comic Con, so I just wanted to share that. I heard.
Yeah,
talked about even though you're not represented there.
Yeah, well, what's really exciting is we will have a West Coast presence at probably definitely San Diego Comic Con, probably WonderCon as well. So that'll be cool, and it's always like it's so interesting to see when people know about your creation and they're excited about it, and it just further reinforces and strengthens the idea that you worked on something really hard and you put your heart and soul into it, and somebody appreciates it. So that's really great, and we're hoping to grow that fan base and get more and more people involved, where David and I are already working on the second series, so that'll be exciting for 2024, and that's our hope. So we'll see. And if anybody else out there has any questions about the Addiction, I'm happy to talk about it.
Do you happen to know where WonderCon is held?
Anaheim, at the Anaheim Convention Center, I believe it's called. So it's not too far from Disneyland.
Yeah, my badge is good for 2 years, so I'm definitely going to be in San Diego, and Anaheim's pretty close to me, so maybe I'll come stop by and visit with you guys.
Awesome.
I've never been to
see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, no, awesome. So, did anyone else have any other questions for Vincent, or if anyone's out there listening in the back, in the audience, and wants to come up and say hi or say a few words, you're more than welcome to do so. Like I said before, it's a safe space. We welcome everyone up to the stage, and just to appreciate everyone's points of views, conversations, and as long as you're kind, courteous, and respectful, we're happy to have you. But of course, if you just want to chill in the background and listen to, that's also okay as well.
That's cool. Let me see. What else can I tell you guys? It's been an exciting year for us. One of the things that just happened, I think I mentioned this the other night when we were talking, is we're always building towards our next auctions for Comic Connect, and my partner Steven picked up a really amazing collection. He had a minivan filled with comic books. In fact, if I can figure out how to do it, if you guys want to see a picture of this or a video, I can show you guys. Let me see, where was it? So I go here and I post a comment. Let me see if I can find this thing. You guys will get a kick out of this.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Let's see, where is this?
If you can do it.
This is weird. I know I had this. Sorry guys, just bear with me 2 seconds.
Nah,
it's somewhere.
It's all good, mate. I mean, we're up
here
to
it is.
I mean, I'm still working out how to do all this myself. I mean, and I'm like 15 episodes into this.
yeah. I just posted it. So if you guys want to share it, that's cool. So it's just like from front to back, a minivan filled with boxes and just very, very cool stuff. Vintage comic books all the way up to modern, and it's going to be really fun to have available to our clients in early 2024. Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it. No, must be coming up somewhere soon. So I'm still just trying to find it.
Oh, it's still posting because it's a video.
Ah, right, that'll do it.
Yeah. It's taking a little time. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah. So, so many cool books and horror books and just interesting 1950s, 60s comic books. And we also got this amazing collection about a month ago of super high grade Silver Age Marvels, which is really awesome. So yeah, the more the merrier, and we're building up again. I'm working on a couple of very, very big Golden Age keys right now in terms of for auction, and we'll see. It's one step at a time with our business. Yeah.
So where do all of these comic books like come from? Like, do they come from like just people have had them sitting in their like the attic for like 20 years or something like that, or do they come from like private sales, or how does it all work? Just because I have no idea how any of it works.
That's a great question. So there's so many different ways that you can get a comic book, or collection, so to speak. But to give you some perspective, we deal with people who are collectors who, for one reason or another, decide they're going to sell their collection. So sometimes they've gotten to a point in their life when they're just ready. They're ready to retire and they want to move on.
Yep.
There's other times where their kid is going to college, or they just had a newborn and they need to raise some money, or they're buying a piece of real estate, or sadly, if they're getting divorced. And sometimes people just want to shift and move from one collectible to another. So they'll say, or one comic series to another, I'm selling all my Spider-Mans, I'm going to start a Superman collection, or something to that effect. Then you have also people who will find or inherit comic books from their relatives who've passed. And then you have people who will find comic books or go to an estate sale or to a flea market or to a garage sale and find stuff. One of the most interesting stories that we've ever encountered was during the Great Recession of 2008, 2007, 2008. We had several different stories that came about that were really, really quite astounding. One of them was this couple. Their home was about to be foreclosed upon, and they were starting to pack up their house. And they went into the basement. And in a box in the corner of their laundry room was a box of comic books from their, I think it was the grandfather who used to own the house. And they went through and they found an Action Comics #1. And the headline that read across the newspapers across the country was "Superman Saves the Day." We were able to give them a cash advance against that comic book. And then they were able to pay the bank, and then we sold the comic book and paid them the rest of their money, and they were able to save their home. So that was really exciting.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was really cool. And then there was another story in which a gentleman, this is a really interesting one. He lived in Minnesota, would drive past this house that had condemned house that had like a sunken in roof damage. And he just kept thinking, boy, I should buy this house. And he went down to the department, I guess, of public records to find out who owned it, reached out to the owner, and the owner said, well, look, there's an Italian restaurant on the corner, and they asked me if I was ever going to sell it, that they get first shot because they want to expand their parking lot. So I promised them I would. So let me call them up and see what's going on. So he calls the guy back and says, that the restaurant owner does not want it. So I'll offer it to you at the same price I offered it to him, which I think was at the time $14,000, to give you some perspective on how condemned and beaten up this home was, and it wasn't like a giant house or anything in it. And so he the guy said to himself, I'm going to buy this. And he was a contractor himself. So he started fixing up the home so his family couldn't move in and live there. So he started ripping out the walls of the home. And he noticed that there was crushed up newspaper and comic books in one of the walls
Oh, really?
around the staircase. And so as he was peeling out the what do you call it, the particle board, or
the plasterboard or something like that.
Plasterboard, yes, thank you.
Yep.
So he found more and more, and he basically had in the walls of his home an Action Comics #1.
What? No way.
Yeah. So what the crazier part of this is, he didn't do anything with it for a while, and his sister, his sister-in-law, his wife's sister, kept nagging him to make a phone call about it. And he got so annoyed that he took the comic book and threw it across the room, saying, "This is how much I care about this comic book. Don't bother me." And he tore the back cover, which put probably a $50,000 tear in it at that time, which was over 10 years ago. And finally, he reached out to a friend of mine in Florida, drove down to my friend with the comic book from Minnesota, showed him the comic book, and my friend said, "Well, this is great, but there's a page missing from this. Do you think in the wall somewhere there's, the page is still there?" So he said, "Yeah, let me go back and look." And he tore apart some more of the house and found that last page. So now he had a complete Action Comics #1, and brought it to auction through us. And I remember our pre-auction estimate was, I think at the time, $125,000. It was a 1.5, and it ended up selling for over $175,000. And so that was just this really crazy story about, a guy's intuition to buy this home, and he just had this feeling like, he couldn't really put his finger on it, but had this feeling. And so, yeah, he did it, and he bought it, and had quite a windfall. Yeah.
No, this is kind of like divine intervention.
Yeah, and it even got a little bit crazier than that. The guy ended up getting arrested for he got a DWI and got arrested. And months later, his wife called us up saying she wanted us to pay him the rest of the money, and pay her the rest of the money. And in the background was another man, and she's like, "Yeah, this is my boyfriend, and my husband, we're getting a divorce, and he's in jail right now." And I'm sitting there going, "Uh-oh." My spidey sense is tingling. I go, "Yeah, I cannot release the money to you. My contract is with your ex-husband, so I'm sorry about that." But it was a really bizarre situation. And when he did finally get out of prison, he did his time, we paid him the balance. It's a really crazy, weird situation. So, and there are thousands of stories like this that I could tell you. I mean, I've been doing this for almost 40 years, and I've been doing this since I'm a kid, and my partner Steven even longer. So, quite exciting and interesting stories.
Yeah, right. So, do you think that's probably up there as like one of the craziest stories you've seen in your experience, or is there or is there like a highlight in your mind? Like, what's like the craziest story you've had that obviously you're allowed to talk about?
That would be a pretty crazy one. I mean, I think we're covering Nick Cage's Stolen Action #1 was pretty crazy too.
All right.
Yeah. So Nick Cage was a big customer of ours. We basically sold him almost every comic book in his collection. And he had a beautiful mansion in Beverly Hills, and he had all of his comic books on display in these shadow boxes, which were all hooked up. They were locked with keys and also hooked up to his security system of his home. He had a Christmas party and was showing off his books to his friends. So he turned off his security system, had the shadow boxes open, and somebody, we believe in the catering group, stole his Action Comics #1, his Detective Comics 27, and Marvel Mystery. I forget the 2 Marvel Mysteries. I forget the issue numbers. And basically, they were gone. And my partner flew out to help with the investigation. And my partner said to Nick, he said quite seriously, he said, "Sooner or later, somebody's going to try to sell these books. And when they do, we're going to find them." and fast forward, I think it was 13 years later, somebody calls us up with an Action Comics #1, and they wouldn't leave their name or number, and but they said they'd call back, and they called back a half hour later, and finally they agreed to send a picture. They sent a picture to us, and the second my partner saw the picture of the Action 1, he knew it was Nick's copy because it had several white dots on the blue strip across the masthead, which would be the equivalent of a fingerprint. Very unique for this comic book to have something like that. And so from there, Steve called up Nick and then called up the police officer, the detective who was on the case 13 years before, and made an appointment to see the book, flew out. But the detective said, he wanted to be there. And the detective told him, he said, look, if anything goes wrong, don't do anything when we go look at the book. Just tell me if you know it's the book, and then I'll tell them who I am. I'm the detective. And if anything goes wrong, don't try to be hero. I'll take care of it. It's like, in other words, if somebody pulls the gun, don't do anything.
Yeah.
To which my partner was like, no problem, not at all. And they went and they recovered the comic book. And the person who was representing the comic book was a guy named Mark Balella, who was the host of Storage Wars, one of the hosts of Storage Wars at the time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and basically somebody had said they wanted out of a storage unit, and when Mark was, when he was made aware of everything, of course, he handed over the comic book. Sadly, though, I think within the 6 months, this is just an aside, Mark Balella had gotten busted for cocaine usage, and it was going to ruin his career. And he turned on his car in his garage and killed himself with carbon monoxide poisoning, which was very sad. It's a very sad part of the story. Yeah, but the good part of it is that we recovered the book and brought the comic book to market, and at the time it hit a world record at $2.1 million. So it was a pretty amazing or good result. And what was, when you look at it, Nick had sold his entire collection probably about 10 years earlier, or something like 10 years earlier. And if this book had been sold 10 years previously, it probably would have sold for a fraction of what we sold it for. So in some respects, it getting stolen and recovered was like a windfall in a good thing, in a weird way. So yeah, I mean that's probably one of the craziest high profile stories we've ever had to deal with. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's crazy. I can imagine, like, the detective being like, when he says, like, don't be a hero. It's like, don't pull any like Con Air, don't pull any like Rock, don't pull any Face Off. Just be calm, all right?
Right, exactly. Pretty funny.
Magic, you got a question?
Yeah, I was just curious. 2 things. So in that story, the Storage Wars guy, was he then out money because he had paid for the comic?
No, he was just representing the seller.
And then were the original thieves ever sort of caught?
You'd think that something would have happened from that, but nope, they were not.
Wow.
Go figure.
Yeah,
but
right.
They didn't get any money out of it, right? At least not that comic.
Right.
That's good. The other ones, who knows?
Yeah, that was going to be one of my next questions. Did they recover any of the other comics out of that? Because you said a couple of them got swiped.
No. My partner found on eBay one of the Marvel Mystery and made the police aware of it. But before they would do anything, it was sold, and it was just crazy that they weren't able to do that. So why they didn't pursue it, I don't know. So it was pretty great, pretty crappy.
No, well, at least I suppose like there was like a silver lining out of it. At least they had like a positive result out of the recovering the other comic compared to the other one. So that's a win, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, one is better than nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah, so it's really exciting. I would tell everybody, if you can go over to my my profile and listen to this really fun interview. It's video and audio from New York Comic Con. I think you'll get a kick out of it. You'll enjoy it. Maybe Mondo can repost it as well, because I know a lot of you guys follow his account too.
How long?
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Off your podcast. You were talking about doing a new podcast, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What was the question?
How long are you thinking before you kick off your new podcast? That I thought I heard you speak about that.
I'm trying to negotiate with God to see if we can add another 4 to 8 hours in a day. If I can do that, I think it'll be very soon. I'm putting in the negotiations. I'm not sure it's going to happen.
How's that going?
It's very tough negotiator. But no, seriously, we are working on it, and I'm hoping for the new year we'll be able to have something really fun. I have some very good guests that I want to have on, and I think it could be really exciting.
No, cool. So this the podcast, is it on X or Spotify? What's the platform?
It's going to be everywhere.
Everywhere. Excellent.
I think so. Yeah, I think it'll be everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, well, fantastic. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for that. As soon as we get an agreement from God, we might have the podcast going.
Right on. And so, what's new with you guys? What have you guys been chatting about? And I'm always interested in knowing more about what you guys are doing.
Well, basically, this episode, I mean, we've had like all sorts of different discussions. Really, I mean, we've had everything from horrific dentist stories to what's going on with the Cybertruck being released from Uncle Elon. We've had a few conversations about L.A Comic Con. Key Collector was talking about his experiences there. Just the VeVe market in general, just a bit of price actions and market movements. And yeah, just a little bit of film and TV talk. We had a whole heap of new trailers drop that we were just chatting about, and it's just a little bit of everything, because basically the whole idea behind these spaces, because this is we call these VeVe weekends, because it's basically created by a collectors group that I'm a president of, called the VeVe Collective.
Cool.
And I mean, we're more or less just like a collectors group. Is we just sort of like wanted to create a space where we could all come together and just share our love of collecting and fandom with other like-minded individuals in the space.
Well, I would. That's great. That's really cool. I just remembered something that I was curious about with everybody out there.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if like people can just like hit their emoji buttons or emoticon buttons or whatever you call them, the hearts and stuff. But did anybody out there watch the new Walking Dead first episode of? It's called I think it's called Dead City. It's takes place with Maggie and Negan in New York City, and it's just really kind of cool. Oh, you didn't like it? Oh no. No. Why didn't you like it? I saw somebody, Notorious Bastard, did not like it.
I know. I saw the thumbs down.
I didn't watch it, though.
True.
I was thumbs down because I haven't seen it.
No, I haven't watched it either. I sort of tuned out of Walking Dead. Sort of when it got a bit too more about building like alliances and like settlements and stuff, and sort of like got more away from like survival.
Yeah, I felt like the show lost a lot of people in the seasons 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess I think there were 10 seasons, if I'm not mistaken. I happened to continue following it, and there were definitely so I'm just going to share with you some of the complaints that friends of mine said. Some of my friends thought it was too woke. Mm-hmm. And I personally, I didn't like notice it in that respect, but based on, I always thought there were very diverse groups and all different types of people on the show. But I think it was when they brought like the new batch of people in, and that certain people got turned off to that aspect of it. I just thought the stories weren't as interesting or compelling. I did like the villains, what do they call them? The people with the skins over their faces?
The Whisperers.
Whisperers. I liked that, and I liked how the series ended. I am a huge fan of the comic book, and I give Robert Kirkman and Charlie Adlard and Tony Moore a lot of credit throughout the entire series of being able to deliver compelling stories, fantastic storytelling through the art, and being able to keep our interest. And I did think that the ending was great from the comic books, and I enjoyed the ending in the TV show as well. I do laugh. I had a funny experience. My father, who recently passed away, from Italy, and I gave him The Walking Dead in Italian. So we had bought this, had this entire big collection of Walking Dead foreign editions. So I gave him the Italian version, and he did this really funny. I videoed him doing his review of The Walking Dead, and he was like, "I don't like this comic book because they fight the monster, they kill the monster, and then every episode, every issue, there's a new monster, and everybody's cursing. I don't like it." And it's like, well, that's kind of accurate. I mean, they kind of like do curse a lot, and they're fighting monsters every
yeah, I mean, it's like a zombie apocalypse. What do you expect?
Yeah, well, exactly, and that's exactly why I did like it. So I thought the new series, that first episode, I really like Maggie, and I really hated Negan for a long time. And I wish they had killed him in the TV show. But when I told Robert Kirkman that at a San Diego Comic Con, he looked at me and he's like laughing. He's like, "That's the most popular character." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "That's the character people loved. There's no way they're going to kill him off because I guess he was the character people loved to hate." And I understood that, but I still can never forgive or forget what he did to
Glenn?
Maggie's husband, Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn.
And I like and I did see like the evolution of the character. And in this first episode, he makes some really poignant statements about, she still hates him and can't forgive him. And he looks at her and he says, "How many fathers and sons have you killed?" And she has no answer to that. And I kind of like sent shivers up and down my spine. I'm like, he has a really good point. For her, it was personal, but she's done the same. She's killed so many people, as they all did. And when you're fighting for survival, he also makes a statement of, maybe there are no heroes and villains, and it's just this gray world. For us as the viewers, we're watching and we're rooting for the team of people that we've been associated with, or we've become associated with, and obviously a lot of the stuff that Negan's team of people, followers, did, we would view as kind of evil and messed up. But maybe if you're there and you're in this crazy world trying to make things work the best you can, you might do some screwed up stuff too. So I just always enjoyed the watching the evolution of a society or multiple societies after the breakdown of society. So there's a lot of different aspects to it that I found fascinating. And again, if anybody out there has not read the comic books, I've read them like 3 times, and I just absolutely love them. They're just great stuff. I recommend them highly. Another series, I don't know, has anybody out there ever read Saga?
No,
Anybody?
but I know of it, but I haven't read it.
Wow, I can't believe nobody out there has read Saga. Oof.
No,
Okay.
no show of hands. No one.
Key Collector, I think, has, and Dubes has. That's great. So I'll tell you a quick story about how I got turned on to this. And oh, cool. MASC.
Musk.
Yeah. Has watched it. That's cool. Read it. So the way I got introduced to this series, I was on a plane going out to San Diego Comic Con, and I went to the bathroom, and as I came out, I started talking to 2 of the flight attendants who were talking about Comic Con, and I said, "Oh yeah, I'm going out to Comic Con," and like, "Oh, we love Comic Con, blah blah blah," and we're going back and forth talking about it. And then one of them says, "Hey, have you ever read Saga?" And just as she says that, a guy comes out of the bathroom and overhears that, and he was going to Comic Con too, and he goes, "Yeah, Saga's like Star Wars, but done right." And I look at him, I'm saying to myself, Star Wars wasn't done right. And I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, it's like a bit of them fighting words.
This has got to be something really good. So they were explaining it to me, and I, sure enough, picked up a bunch of the trade paperbacks while I was on a vacation trip, and I fell in love with this. And for those of you who don't know what Saga is, so it's a comic book by Brian K. Vaughan, who is a fantastic writer. You might know him from Why the Last Man or a bunch of other series, and Fiona Staples, who's a really beautiful digital artist, and it's kind of like a space opera, fantasy, science fiction, fantasy, romance, comedy, action series. Is so damn good. And to give you just a little glimpse of it, there are these basically two warring, a planet and a moon that are warring, and they've started having proxy battles through other planets that they have created either alliances with or have taken over or dominated in some way, shape, or form. And one of the groups is more science-based and the other one is more magic-based, and they just hate each other and they are killing each other and fighting throughout the galaxy. And the story starts off with this captured male soldier, and his guard is this female soldier from obviously from opposite sides, and eventually they kind of fall in love, and the adventure starts from there, and it's brilliant, and the art is beautiful, and the character development, the creativity is outstanding. And I when I started working again on the addiction, I said to myself, God, if I could do something that was like even 10% as cool as this, that would be pretty awesome. And I got to hand it to Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. They took a little hiatus from doing the book, but came back to it and started up, and it's still going, and it's really cool because like nobody's safe. People die, characters die, horrible things happen. It's funny, but it's serious, and things can turn on a dime where you're thinking like things are getting better and they're good, and then something just dreadful happens. It's kind of like life, It's you have all these plans and then life happens to you, that type of thing. So if you haven't read it, I can't recommend it enough. It's one of my favorite series of the last, I guess, 10-15 years. It's just amazing.
Yeah, right. So Saga. I'll write that one down. Saga.
Yeah, highly recommend it. Anybody else out there have a favorite comic book series?
Well, I've just on the subject of Kirkman. I mean, the one it's not it is a comic book series, but it's one that I just finished watching. A TV show is Invincible.
Yeah, really good.
Now, that was really good. Very, very brutal in some parts. But yeah, I just finished. I've just finished what's been aired of season 2 at the moment of Invincible, and yeah, really good.
Yeah, really, really great stuff. Yeah, it's Invincible. The artwork and the story is really cool. Cool. Oh, I think somebody's got a question, or is that a hand being raised?
Let's have a look. Yes, Sven, did you have a question, mate?
Yeah, I started reading my first comic, and my first comic is a comic I started reading with my 4-year-old son every night. I read him like I read him like 3 or 4 pages of a Dutch comic, The Spectacular Spider-Man. The Spectacular Spider-Man. And the first comic was a comic with Egyptian pharaoh, the last Egyptian pharaoh, I think.
Wow, sounds great.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. He's looking at the comic. It's an old comic, and he's looking at the art, and he's really having fun. Me too. So, never used to read comics, but this is my first time, and I love it. Yeah,
that's very cool.
Yeah,
very
that's
cool.
fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. That's do you know who the artist or writer is on the book?
I should go get the book, but he's sleeping, so
No, no worries. No problem. It's late there.
I'll look it up. Just a second.
Excellent. Mask, we have Mask up to the stage. How are you, mate?
Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday Fun Day. I was gonna say,
That's it. Happy.
One of my favorite comics is Something Is Killing the Children. I love James Tynion, and World 33 is another one too. TR World 33, whatever you want to call it.
Wow.
I don't know if you read that one.
I haven't read Something's Killing the Children.
Something's Killing the Children. Oh
no, I know it's. I heard they're making it into a TV show.
Yeah, Netflix
already.
has a license for it.
Wow,
oh,
that's crazy.
Oh, cool.
It is. So James Tynion is one of my favorite writers. So it's he did for DC Black Label. He did the Nice House on the Lake, which actually was a good story as well.
Okay, cool.
So what's sort of like the premise of Something's Killing the Children? Like just the broad stories, just for anyone who might not be familiar with it.
Can I give you the answer as William Shatner?
Yeah, go on.
Something is killing the children.
That's brilliant. I love it.
Thank you.
Excellent.
I don't know. Does anybody know what it's about? I mean,
yeah,
so it's a monster killing.
Yeah, it's basically the title, right? Something is killing the children. It's about monsters that kill children, but it goes a little deeper than that, right? Because the children can see the monsters, but the adults cannot. But you have to be in fear of that monster to be able to see it, and for it to attack you as well. So Jessica Slaughter is the main character, and she's a badass chick who is actually the one that kills these monsters. But she was under the order of the House of Slaughter. I mean, it's a whole freaking story. But I was worried when Netflix got the contract for it because it's called Something Killing the Children. So you're thinking, are they going to be killing kids? And how Netflix, if they're really going to go through with it. But then I saw their Fear Street shows. I don't know if you guys ever watched it on Netflix. Fear Street, 1987,
I've heard of it.
They were. I was very surprised of how good they actually were, and they included bits of killing kids. So I was like, okay, maybe this will actually be good. So yeah, I'm very looking forward to it.
Wow, cool.
But
yeah, man,
it's Jessica Slaughter. That is the main character. That's like the one you fall in love with because she is a badass in that series.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Jennifer Slaughter.
Jessica.
Jessica Slaughter. Sorry, my bad. Jessica Slaughter.
How dare you? No, but I love that
personal.
I love indie books. Sorry, I've had a couple drinks. I'm chilling, I'm relaxing.
Let's go.
I love me the indie books. I love Noctura, which is Scott Snyder, and Radiant Black, which is Higgins. And both of those storylines, because they're both on the side of Image, and they're both amazing stories. Radiant Black is like Invisible meets the Power Rangers. And that was done by Scott Snyder. But the stories went a little too far, where they lost track of where they're going. Noctura was another good one. And I take it back. Radiant Black was actually by Higgins, and Noctura is by Scott Snyder. Which I'm actually excited for his Rebel Moon. I mean, not that Zack Snyder. All right, I'm gonna be quiet now.
That's the other Snyder.
Do any of you curious? Speaking of Zack Snyder, I don't know what I was sitting watching some just snippets of different movies, and I went to the Batman versus Superman and watched a couple of the scenes, specifically. The scene where Batman learns that Superman's mom's name is Martha.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I look back on it and it's just it's a strange moment because so many people made fun of that. and then I don't know. It is. You know what? That's a tough movie to make. Batman versus Superman. You could go 100 different directions, but it was very, very interesting. I don't know if anybody else out there liked it. I like it, and I'm a fan of Zack Snyder's. And gotten to know a lot about his work through anybody out there a member of the Vero app? Vero app. It's Zack Snyder's preferred social media where he talks about a lot of stuff, and he and I have actually messaged together, which is kind of really cool. Like the guy actually found some time to even send me he's incredibly popular on that app, and very, very nice guy. Very nice guy. Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, Magic had a question.
Yeah, not a question, just a statement. I don't know how much, if at all, before today you and Mask have spoken on Spaces, but you probably have gotten the idea of this. But he's one of our forefront educators in comics in our VeVe Spaces. He brings
definitely.
We've got a few really, really knowledgeable guys, and he's definitely up there. Toys too, all the collectible statues and things. Like, he's very well versed in his fandoms of some of these comics and characters.
Very cool. Very cool. That's great to hear.
I'm just a nerd. I love this stuff. I appreciate it. Thanks for your Magic.
I hear you. Guys, I think I hear I'm being beckoned to dinner, so I have to get running. But thank you all for having me on again. It was so much fun to talk about collectibles and comic books and everything with you guys. And thank you. I really, really appreciate how welcoming you guys have been to me, and I love chatting with you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you. I think Sven has a question just before you leave.
Oh, sure, no problem.
Yeah, I just added a picture of the comic. So
cool.
The Spectacular Spider-Man: The Last Night of the Pharaoh, and really enjoy it. Really loved it. Yeah.
That's so cool. I see it. John Byrne. Wow. So that's interesting that's a Spectacular Spider-Man. In the United States, that's a Marvel comic book. A Marvel Marvel team-up comic book, and that's when Spidey would team up with different characters. So that issue, he teams up with Thor, and that book, I believe, is from either I think it's the late 70s or early 80s. It's done by one of my favorite artists, John Byrne, and Roy Thomas, who is a spectacular writer, but also comic book historian. And if you ever meet Roy at a comic book convention, you can ask him pretty much anything about the history of comic books from the 1960s, 70s, 80s. He'll pretty much know the answer. And I also see Ross Andrew in there, who's a fantastic artist, and Chris Claremont, who is responsible for so much of the X-Men mythos that came about in the 1970s and 80s, along with Dave Cockrum on art and John Byrne on art. So yeah, this is a really cool comic book, and I love the way they repackaged it for Holland, for the Netherlands, with the Spectacular Spider-Man, the really cool font and packaging and look of it. It's great, really great. Thanks so much for sharing that.
Thank you for the info. Thank you.
Sure, my pleasure. Yeah, it's really great. Yeah. So,
all right.
Anything else, guys, or any other quick questions, or I'm gonna get jet into Din.
Yeah, I was about to say, but you better head off soon before you start getting pulled away.
Right on.
How about
Again, thank you so much.
How about what's for dinner?
A lovely fresh fish, very nice. Steamed, I think, with ginger and some scallions and probably a light soy sauce and some white rice, and I'm sure some veggies, and so it'll be yummy.
Oh, very good.
Just one last thing from me. I managed to send those pictures over to you, Vincent, so you should have them in your inbox now.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. I'll take a look at them and I'll get back to you. Okay.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks,
no worries. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you for speaking with us. Enjoy your dinner.
Bye bye.
Oh wow, everybody! All I can say is wow. What a pleasure.
He has the best stories. He has I've heard him tell story after story, and they're all so good. He's a great storyteller.
Yeah, but I can imagine like in his years of experience, he must have seen so many like cool things. Super jealous.
Yeah, and like just people he's met and everything. I don't remember what space it was in, but he was talking about like meeting Larry King on the plane and them talking about comic books and stuff. And yeah, he just has like incredible stories.
Oh wow, fantastic! Well, I'm hopefully he'll come jump into space with us, like maybe somewhere in the future. But speaking of spaces, guys, I got to start wrapping this one up soon because it is coming up at a 10 past 11 here at night and here in the UK, and it's getting late, and I do have to get some degree of sleep. But yeah, I just want to say big thank you to everybody who's stuck with us in the conversation, who's been speaking in the space. A big thank you to Mondo as well for inviting Vincent into the space as well, and also for gifting us some more addiction redemption codes, which I'm going to attempt to try and give at least one away before I wrap this space up. I'm just trying to work out how to do it. So what I might do is try and do something similar to what I did last time. So how are we going to do this? So
you know what you could do, just a simple way?
Yeah, mate. Let's hear it. I love simple.
How many people are in this space? 4, 8, 12, 16, 32. Okay, so just go into ChatGPT and say pick one number between 1 and 32.
That'll work. So, hang on. If I go into how many got? Let's go 32. So if I go,
I think I got that right. 4, 8, 12, 16. Yeah.
So 1 and 32. So let's say if I just do like a random number generator here. So I've got a minimum 1, maximum 32, and I go generate. I've got number 2. I won't say it because it might change. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22. I've got number 23. And according to me, that is Richard. So can you confirm that, Josh?
Our screens are going to look different is the only problem. Because like it depends on how much you like interact with somebody where people go up on there. So you just need to go with your 23.
Yeah, do it off yours.
Do my 23. Okay, well I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 3. So I've got Richard. So Richard, according to me, you're in the 23rd spot. So congratulations to you, mate. You just scored yourself a redemption code for the addiction comic. So I am going to give you one of these. So I'll tell you what. So let me just write that down before I forget. So I will get that over to you as soon as I can. And tell you what, he's gifted me a couple, so I'm going to do one more, okay? So I'm going to do 2, 4. So we still got 2, 4. How many people? Like, do you still see 32, Josh? You might have to back me up here because I'm doing this with Blue Stack, so it's a little bit of a delay on my side. But Richard's our first winner.
We have 36 now, no?
35.
35. Let's do it between 1 and 35. Generating right now. Space number. Ooh, now this is interesting. I got space number 3, and who's in space number 3? That would be VeVe Magic. So, VeVe Magic, congratulations to you.
Wow, that thing is loud. I just lost my right ear socket.
I do apologize. I'm still adjusting sound levels and still playing amateur hour here. But congratulations to VeVe Magic. You have just scored yourself a redemption code for the addiction comic on VeVe.
Thank you, Mondo.
So big thank you to Mondo. I do have a couple more codes left over, but I'm going to save them for our VeVe live live stream, which will be happening on the 17th of December. And that will be basically live stream on YouTube across multiple different platforms, X being one of them, and a few other YouTube channels. So I'm hoping you can join me there. And basically, it's just going to be a our Christmas special. So ugly Christmas sweaters are encouraged, not essential, but highly encouraged. And it's just going to be a nice, basically just like we're doing right now, but it's going to be in live format. It's just going to be a nice chilled get together. Maybe do some giveaways. We'll do some show and tells about collections, and just interact with whoever wants to come and join us. So stay tuned for that. I'm pretty sure there's been advertiser over X all over the place. Everyone's welcome. And yes, so stay tuned for that.
Great space today, Osman.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I love hosting these spaces because I just never know what's going to happen. We've basically gone from starting off our space talking about dentist stories and wisdom teeth to finishing off with those amazing stories from Mr. Vincent Zurzolo. And just it's great. It's just crazy. It just blows my mind every time. And like I said before,
as
yeah, go on.
That was here in the very beginning and heard those dentist story, I already canceled my dentist appointment for next week. So yeah.
Oh mate, I hate dentists at the best of times. But very cool.
Show, amazing show as always.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. And like I've said before, and I'll say it again, it's always you guys, the listeners out there, that make these spaces what they are. And yeah, like I said, if everyone just keeps coming back and listening, I'll keep hosting them. Because I love interacting with the community, love getting to know all these amazing people, and just love it, love it all. So I guess I'll start closing out now, guys, because it's getting late over here, and I gotta get some sleep. But I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who took the time out of their busy day to come and chill with us in the space. It's been an amazing space. We've had all sorts of different conversations, from wisdom teeth to Cybertrucks to VeVe Market Watch, to film talk, and just talking comics, and just a nice geek out, chill out session, and finishing off with a nice little giveaway, which again very, very generously donated by Mr. Mondo Friedman. So thank you very much for that, Richard and VeVe Magic. I will send you your codes very, very, very shortly. So yeah, expect them soon. And so like I said before, this has been VeVe Weekends, episode 15, brought to you by the VeVe Collective. And like I've said before, we're just a collectors group. They wanted just to create a safe space where we could basically just geek out and collect with other like-minded individuals just out there in the collecting space, whether you're into digital, physical, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, say VeVe, McFarlane, Cryptoys. It's all out there. We love it all. And just before I go, I just want to give a big shout out to some of our VeVe Collective members, which consist of the Real Uncommon Podcast with Hinano and D, My Collectibles, K Collections, Evolve Collects, Collectors Gone Digital, which is our lovely speaker and co-host Josh, formerly of VeVe Investments. Big shout out to Double Quill and Chris Severs, who do their blogs for on Medium and Go Collect. Shout out to VeVe Arcade, who does his show every Sunday, and an amazing member of the community with his fantastic artwork. Dr. Strange with all things strange with Stack and Slack videos. The Biggest Bro, who does the bare minimum, who does his own live streaming from time to time, and also co-hosts with VeVe Arcade on his Sunday show. Shawnee Poo with Shawnee Poo Tube, always a bundle of energy, that guy. Informant BEMO with their Skin and Bones show, and of course a big shout out to one of our vault builders, Mr. Falcon, who does Watching Films on the Toilet, which is his Spotify podcast, which he does with his co-host Eamon, which they do film reviews, and I'm also a very well-known member of the community as well, and also occasionally does a live stream with VeVe Magic, which is also a big shout out to you as well. That Halloween special you two did was fantastic. The costumes are amazing. And of course, no worries. And of course, one last one for myself, Mr. Osman Collect 63. I also do a segment called Relax and Read, where I do live comic book readings of some of the comics that we have on VeVe, which more or less just choose a comic and I just basically read it and go through some of the interior artwork and just sort of talk about it a bit and just try and encourage everybody to actually open up the comics and read them. And yeah, so that's basically all it is from me. Big thank you to Josh from Collectors Gone Digital for speaking, and also just jumping up to co-host, because I had a few people want to come up and speak. Big thank you to Mask. Big thank you to VeVe Magic for speaking. Wooloo, Sven. So thank you for coming up and speaking, mate. Always a pleasure. And big thank you to everyone who's been listening. And was any final words anyone wanted to leave us with before I start closing out?
Amazing Space. Thank you for doing what you do. I was hoping to participate a little bit more, but I'm starting to nod off on these meds, so I'm gonna go take a long nap.
Yeah, mate. Rest up, get well, and get back at it. Also, as well, if you haven't checked out Josh's content on his YouTube channel, another amazing content creator as well. Definitely give him a like, comment, support, and also really dig all the cool stuff you're doing with the collectibles as well, giving them those really cool backtracks.
Thank you very much, man. But yeah, thanks for letting me up, and I hope everybody has a good rest of your day, night, or morning wherever you are.
Absolutely, and you'll be able to catch the replay of this episode, and also previous episodes of VeVe Weekends, and also VeVe Wednesdays, which is our Wednesday show, which is from 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which happens every week. And you can find all that on the VeVe Collective's YouTube channel. So head over, give it a listen, give us a like, give us a comment, and subscribe if you like. All is greatly appreciated. And that's going to be about it for me. So I'm going to say good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you might be in the world. I have been your host this evening, Mr. Osmond Collect 63. This has been VeVe Weekends, episode 15, brought to you by the VeVe Collective. Have a good one, everyone. Take care, and talk more soon.